What am I going to fidget with today?
Welcome to the Shadowcast, where we, producer Dan, Matt, oh, you actually have your real name up today, and myself get together every Sunday at 7 p.m. to discuss our thoughts on the latest in movies, action figures, 3D printing, and other aspects of geek culture. We also produce 1/12 scale props that can be found on our website, shadowmoses112.com. Tonight, we're joined by Larissa of TheDigitalToyBox and the Midnight Creative. Dan, take it away.
No, not Dan. No, this is a guest. This is all you guys.
He gave you the wheel and you denied it.
No, Dan's not starting. You don't want me to start it because I will bore our guests to death right off the bat. Trust me.
How are you doing today? Thanks for joining us. Glad to have you on the podcast.
I'm glad you guys worked that out amongst yourselves.
Yeah,
I'm doing good. Glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Anyone who's watched knows that that's the normal collapse that starts at the end of the beginning of that is the front end of the episode. But yeah, no, thank you for joining us. We met you at AwesomeCon this past year. What a year. I can't remember that time is crazy anymore. Like when I was talking
to the pandemic, it's just been
because I thought that like the first time we did AwesomeCon was like 2 years ago, and it was only in 2024.
Yeah.
But no, we met you out there, and that was really cool. You've been to some other cons too, because I saw you posted something from Dulles Expo.
I did. I've hit up it was the Fairfax Comic-Con. So I've done that once in a while. AwesomeCon is the main one I like to go do. And then there's an author con, which does horror books in Williamsburg. But those are the two main ones I always hit up. And then anything else where there might be guests that I like. Okay.
Did you ever check out like GalaxyCon or anything? That's in Richmond, but Williamsburg is even further. So
yeah, I went to college at Newport News, so I'm like, okay, it's a chance to go back.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That tracks.
Yeah, I went to GalaxyCon once, and I went to Nightwear Weekend Richmond last year.
Okay.
Which is run by GalaxyCon.
So you're actually a published author, and you write horror stories. Do you want to talk about that at all, or?
Sure.
Sorry,
I
threw that right at you.
I'm doing toys, and I'm like, okay, what notes did I not take today?
Yeah, I took that wheel. Sorry.
That's all good. Yes, I write horror and fantasy.
Okay.
They've been short stories so far because that's easier to edit. Shorter works. I'm working my way up to longer. But
yeah, no, short stories also like people. I don't want people to underestimate that, because like Raymond Carver is one of the greatest authors we have, and like he did exclusively short stories. So like short stories still have very much a place, and it's also easier for people to digest when they don't have the time to sit down and read a 400-page book. But and you just had one published in June, right?
I did, yes.
Yes. So congratulations on that. That was number 4?
It was number 4.
Okay,
actually,
awesome.
Yeah, I've got 4 books here for anyone watching. We got Anthology of the Abandoned. That's got a few short stories. For anyone watching who's or listening who's local to Northern Virginia, the first story was inspired by the old Landmark Mall. And if you've seen Wonder Woman 1984, that's the mall they filmed in, because it was abandoned at the time, so they were able to film there. I got Christmas Campaign, Deck the Mall, Lake Springs Mall story, and then The Heart of Music.
Nice. Heart of Music's the most recent one.
That is, yes.
Where can people find your work at? Or is it available
on Amazon?
Nice.
Or if you catch me at a con, I usually have a few copies with me as well.
When you go to Williamsburg, do you set up a booth, or do you just walk around with your camera and talk to people?
I've just been walking around.
Okay.
And I guess at that one that the tables sell out super quick.
Oh, really? Okay.
I probably should start selling at like Fairfax Comic-Con or some of these smaller ones first.
Yeah.
I did do one gig at I know some of the people who were involved with the Blair Witch Project, so I was there was a screening there, and so I was one of the vendors there. But
oh, awesome! Dan loves Blair Witch Project.
Who?
Hey, I'll have to tell you later, but they do tours, the Blair Witch Experience every October. You can go to the filming sites and meet some of the cast and crew.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'll DM you for that reason.
Okay, I don't want to bore everyone else who's not a fan.
No, we have much to talk about.
Dan. Oh
What?
my God, Dan. Nothing.
What?
Nothing.
What did I say?
I didn't say anything.
What?
So anyway.
I caught what I just said. That's not what I meant.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, then I don't know what I said. But this is going well. Pete, please
Okay.
step in.
Pete doesn't talk.
No, I was just like, I'm trying to go through, I was going to say, like, you do attend a lot of cons. What draws you to each con individually, besides its theme? Obviously, you're going certain cons for horror, some for comics. What's the excitement? What gets you going to be like, this is the one I got to go to?
If it's outside the main two I go to, it's usually the guests. I think it's interesting to hear about, actors or authors or whoever's experience. So seeing them, getting to hear their side of things, the behind the scenes, is interesting.
I normally don't attend guest panels, but I randomly surprised a friend up at SteelCon or whatever it is called up in Pittsburgh. And I actually did see a panel with 𝗺𝗲𝗃 on there. So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah. And that's a smaller one. That's more like the size of Fairfax. So like it wasn't like AwesomeCon's huge and they have all these areas. So yeah, it was definitely more like that experience. So quick question for you, actually. This is what I was going to ask, and then I got sidetracked. How did you feel about this past Fairfax Comic-Con?
Actually, for that one, I pretty much went because I knew a couple of the vendors.
Okay.
I was disappointed that I don't think I don't know if they usually have panels. They didn't this time, which I would have liked to have heard some of the celebrities speak that they had.
Okay.
But it was nice seeing some people there that I recognized.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's a great reason to go. It's really cool to see.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm stuttering.
I was gonna say the one before, I definitely went because there were a bunch of people that worked on 90s productions, and I'm a 90s kid, so there was like the artist of the original Goosebumps books, whoever that was from Lunette and Molly, but she also did X-Men. She did one of the voices in the X-Men animated series. So I have to go see them.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I think Pete went to last year's. No, that might have been Big Lick that I'm thinking of. If you went to anything.
Can't remember if it was Big Lick or if it was Fairfax Comic-Con, but it had the original voice cast for the 1989 Ninja Turtles cartoon. And I got to meet them, but I also got to see, maybe 5 feet away from me, Tatiana Ali and Karen Parsons from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So I kind of like hung out there for a second and just like listened to them talk about like memories on set and stuff like that. So that was really cool.
Nice.
Yeah. And then when we were at AwesomeCon this past time, I guess Kevin Eastman was the guest, and I was really excited to meet him. But my mom rushed to go get me the signature, so I didn't get the chance. But I did get the signature, so I'm very happy about that.
One thing that surprised me about this last AwesomeCon, because they weren't on the guest list, but the people behind the Toys That Made Us were there.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah. So I sat in on that panel.
Huh, that's pretty cool, actually. Wonder why they didn't like put that out there.
The only reason I found out was I was looking through the panel schedule. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I went and got like a picture with them and an autograph for free because they weren't listed as guests.
Wow, that's so weird.
Yeah.
That is okay.
You guys aren't that important. That's so strange, but that's a really cool experience, actually. Okay. Pete, did you have any questions following up or?
Regarding the Toys That Made Us, no, I was going to say something about like, I know our impression of AwesomeCon this year was a little different. It felt like the vendors were in the back of the convention this time, whereas last time we were at the front, but the traffic kind of flowed from us to where the guests or the celebrities were at. So it felt a little backwards to us this year, but I guess we can't complain because we still Had a great time, met some awesome people. But what was your take on this one versus like last year's if you went?
If you have a, I don't know if you, because I know you walk around and you take pictures and you talk to a lot of vendors, but is that something that ever like really that you look at like the kind of layout or logistics of it?
I'll be honest, I don't look at the layout. I did hear from a friend who's vending a table that it was switched this year. I do panels,
Okay.
or a panel if I can at AwesomeCon. So that was a good experience, but yeah, that's a shame. I don't know why they switched up the walkways this past year.
Oh, it's a little weird. So going back towards your Digital Toy Box Instagram account, do you have any particular blind boxes that you like really get all into, or do you just kind of get excited about a different mix of things?
Different ones.
Okay.
I've kind of been getting into the Gashapon recently. So that's some of those little figures are just so random. There's a series of foods that all look sad, and they have like little arms and legs. I'm like, who thinks of this? Those I've gotten a few of those. But yeah, just pretty much if there's something that jumps out at me and that isn't super expensive, I'll buy.
I know you.
You know, it's funny.
Go ahead, Pete.
No, I was just gonna say, like, back in the like as the trend of like blind boxes like really surges during this generation, I find myself as like the grumpy old man, like, what's the point of this? But then I was reminded that as children, we used to collect Pogs, we used to collect bones, and then there was one called Homies that we used to have. So we used to have similar little blind boxes. And if you think about it, a deck of cards that we used to get, like Marvel stuff, you never knew what was inside that package, and that was part of the excitement. So that was me being a grumpy old man, realizing like, oh snap, I used to do this too. I'm here, I am complaining. That's awesome.
I never thought of Crazy Bones as blind boxes. I love that you mentioned that. Yeah,
Oh,
I'll do
Crazy
blind boxes.
Bones. Okay.
I'll do blind boxes once in a while, but not all the time. Usually, like if it's at a con or something.
Was
it Monster in My Pocket? Was that not a blind box at one point? Am I going too far back for you guys?
Unless you're wearing clear pants, you couldn't see it.
Which one was the one that 7-Eleven had the trading cards?
That's what I'm talking about. Like, Monster in My Pocket.
Monster in My Pocket. Yeah, that was awesome.
Was that those were part of a blind box? Weren't they not in a bag with the deck? I think. I can't remember how.
I don't know what you're talking
I remember
about.
the cards and I remember the figures, but I can't remember if they were blind boxes or not.
I guess we're showing our age, Dan.
But you see, I'll show my age here. Quarter machines were our blind boxes.
Yes,
it was 25 cents to get some unknown thing. And now blind boxes are like $15.
More the premium ones, yeah. But my son gets them. So
I don't know what happened to them in my move, but I have some of the Godzilla ones but like they have like you put it together, it's like 5 pieces, but they're actually pretty legit for like $15. Like it's pretty cool. But then there are some I'm just like, why? But yeah.
They had the Ghostbusters ones with the last 2 movies that came out where you had the little blind bags of the Stay Puffs, the little mini puffs.
Oh yeah,
Didn't know.
I got one of those.
Matt got me one of those, and I happened to get the one that has the drum kit with the matches. So it's perfect. I have a couple more of them laying around I found since, but
I didn't even realize he was playing with drum. With matches.
he's playing on a little marshmallow. That's a drum.
Nice.
And he's hitting him with the matches. Yeah.
So what is the whole thing with these Labubu's? What's going on?
Oh gosh, that's a good question. I was totally against them. I think they were ugly with the teeth, but then I started buying some, although they're pretty much Lafufus. So I don't know. I don't see how people can keep dropping money on those things.
Yeah,
the retail prices are nuts.
Well, how much do they retail for?
Isn't it like 60, 70, 80? I don't know. They're supposed to be 30. And then there's like ones that are like Asia exclusives that you can't get here. And
it's basically just a new version of Beanie Babies. Like the Beanie Baby craze was insane, and that's immediately what this made me think of. I'm like, oh, it's just like Beanie Babies, where people have all this crazy aftermarket. What, Pete?
No, I was just thinking like now the South Park episode makes so much sense. I didn't realize they were that expensive.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, they're really expensive. Honestly, if they waited to do the whole joke with the nursing home and the stupid little Hummel dolls, they could have done it with Labubu's if they wanted to.
Actually, I was looking for it. I saw a funny picture you posted with Labubu with the McDonald's stuff, and now I can't find it. I was gonna put it up on the stream, and
well, she posted on Instagram, so I'm allowed to bring it up. She also somehow acquired clothing for Labubu's.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I did get a few pieces of clothing. You can usually those vendors that are selling like at malls that are selling like, foo-foos, they usually sell clothes with them too. So I've gotten a few clothes.
Okay.
One thing is I love a good joke. Please excuse me, my cat's coming back
What's up,
here.
kitty?
What's your favorite Labubu that you have like a outfit?
I don't know. There's one with like a striped top and jeans and like a little cover up. But what I was gonna say was I took one. I was doing a podcast at Georgetown about The Exorcist, and I brought because some people think Labubus are like Pazuzu, the demon. So I brought a picture, brought one of them, and got it by The Exorcist steps and took a picture. So just to kind of put it in.
Is it not actually like inspired by that whole demon thing? I thought it was like designed to be somehow referential to that demon.
I think it was some Nordic mythology it's based on.
Oh wow, I really don't, and I'm fine with it, but I really don't know anything about these things like that, I guess. I thought it was based off some like Asian demon or
Pazuzu, the god of the southwestern wind and associated with the plague.
Oh, okay. Sure.
So they're just a few years too late for COVID.
Yeah. Oh, give it time.
Are there any? So you watch horror? You're big into horror movies?
Yeah, I like multiple genres, but I find horror easier to write in, and then I tend to go to more horror events and have met people that have worked in productions, and they all seem to know each other, and so it's kind of snowballed into mostly horror.
So do you watch like horror movies and everything?
I do, yes.
You watched like Weapons, Sinners, 28 Years Later?
I've only seen the first 28 Days Later, so I haven't caught the latest ones. I did see Weapons. I didn't think it was as scary as the trailer made it out to be, but it was still good.
No, it was definitely more of a mystery, but I enjoyed it. I don't watch horror movies, so like I was kind of okay with that. I thought it was gonna be really freaky, and it was intense at parts, but no, it was definitely more of a mystery.
I freaking love that part where
they haven't seen it.
Oh, they haven't? Okay, I won't say anything. It was about the woman.
Oh, it's okay. Go ahead and spoil it. I will watch
I'm
it.
never gonna. I'm not gonna see it. Well, I'm not gonna see it anytime soon. And by the time I see it, I will forget.
Yeah, true. Pete likes spoilers, and then Dan doesn't care because he'll forget.
All I'll say is there's that scene where the woman's running away from the kids, and it's like a faraway shot, and you see her going ah, all these kids are chasing her.
I was laughing so hard.
Yeah. And there's people have been recreating it at like Dragon Con and stuff where they have like that characters.
That's so
running
awesome.
And the cosplayers are going after. There we go, Labubu and Pazuzu.
Oh, Pazuzu looks so friendly.
Oh yeah, well, I
can't imagine that's what possessed Reagan there in The Exorcist.
No. That's one of my favorite movies. That's not what I pictured in my head.
I've never
not
seen
at all. The Exorcist, really?
Uh-huh. Huh. I don't watch horror movies. I know I was just talking about weapons and stuff.
I know we were.
I don't watch horror movies.
He's watched 2 horror movies this year, or 3: Weapons, 28 Years Later, and Sinners.
And they're the best movies that have come out this year.
Did you watch
the best movies?
What?
Heretic?
No, I kind of want to though.
Yeah,
not The Exorcist 2, the Heretic, a different Heretic.
Yeah,
because that's a different kind of horror. Like it's more a psychological horror.
Yeah,
I'm more okay with that. I don't want to watch a movie like I'm not going to watch Terrifier.
Oh, I have no interest. That's like nonstop gore. I'm like,
I'll put ketchup in the grilled cheese and put it in the blender if I want to see things get shredded.
Stop putting ketchup on sandwiches, but that's for another podcast.
Well, I'll put it on cheesesteak, Dan.
If you do it in my presence, we are going to fight.
So you also have toy photography on your Instagram, bouncing back. Is there any? How much do you collect like Funko Pops and everything?
I was pretty big originally on the Funko Pops. That's
Okay.
kind of slowed down. I am wearing my Gizmo is a Gremlin Funko shirt today.
Okay, I thought that's what that was.
Yeah.
Yep.
It
It's
was
very
either
fitting.
that or the plastic pizza indie toy shirt. So,
I don't know that one. Yeah, I buy Funkos here and now.
it depends on the character and if they did a good job of what the character looks like, and if
Yeah. So like, I have Mecha King Ghidorah next to me,
oh nice.
and like they did a really good job with this. I also have the Godzilla -1 that I just have chilling, but like they did a really good job with this guy. Because he looks more menacing than like a Funko Pop normally would, but they also do like Terrifier Funkos Pops, and it's just surprising. Are there any like particular lines or characters that you'd like to see them do?
All the ones I wanted to see they've started coming out. Like I remember thinking
Okay.
it'd be great if Pokemon came out, and they eventually did.
They do the big ones too, which
So I had to throw down for Charmander, Vaporeon, and Cubone. So
the big ones, the 10-inch ones.
the regular size.
Okay. Because stop. Sorry, something popped up on the stream. Yeah, whenever I go to Target, I see those like the 10-inch ones. I'm like, that's kind of insane. But I do have a 10-inch Godzilla Funko Pop, so.
You need your Godzilla ones to tower over the other ones, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Like I have the 1954 Godzilla one, and that's the 10-inch one. But then I started going down a rabbit hole. Ever since you mentioned like toy photography with Funkos, I was like, not many people are doing that, and you have a good amount of that on your profile, actually. But I started messing around with like the idea of 10-inch Godzilla, and then like the Funko minis could be like the
nice.
Citizens or
Going
whatever.
after 'em.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they do it too much anymore, but I love that. I think management might have changed within the last couple of years at Funko, but they used to do these toy photography contests for like a week,
really?
and then they would pick a winner each day if you used a hashtag, and the winner would get like a prototype of the Funko.
Oh, wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, so that was a good incentive to take photos, and it would usually be around holidays with certain things each day, but they haven't been doing that much, unfortunately. But that was a fun way to like see who's in on it and interested in the topic. And
I like when companies like engage with their fan base in like different and fun ways. That's a pretty cool way to do it. It probably gets hard to manage as it just grows in size too.
Yeah.
But that's really cool, actually. I get because Mezco does that. I don't know if you really get anything, but Mezco Toys has Mezco Mondays where they go through like social media. I don't know if people message them or whatever, but it's a picture with like their 6-inch Mezco figure, and usually it involves their little grub mini. I don't have one by me. A little grub micro figure that they have with them.
I think Handmade by Robots might do something. Fanbot Friday, maybe. I haven't participated.
So one line I know that you mentioned Kid Robot in conversation with Pete. I bring this up because Dan, they have a dog pool plush.
Oh.
Yeah. I know that your dogs will probably attack it or something, but
no, I have plenty of plushes that they can't. I mean, they haven't gotten to Gritty yet, and they haven't gotten to any of the other stuffed dachshunds. Not yet.
Not yet.
I don't have any Kid Robot plushes, but I love they have a Xenomorph one, and the mouth that's coming out, it has like a happy face emoji.
I wasn't familiar with it at first, but then when I was looking through Big Bad Toy Store, I saw more of their merchandise. I was like, okay, I do know this line because they do kind of artistic things. Like they have the Ninja Turtles, but it's just one figure with 6 arms, and then each arm has one of the weapons. One has pizza, and then the other one has something else. But yeah,
that is the damnedest thing I've ever seen in my life. The Xenomorph. That's hilarious.
I know, and I love that that's an official product.
I can't
They just
believe
didn't
that's
care.
I cannot believe that's the official product. That's crazy. Hold on,
I
where's
think I
my-
saw it at Second and Charles at some point.
yeah, that they
They're
would definitely
done.
have that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Second and Charles.
That's the thing, yeah.
God.
Oh, it vibrates? Oh, I didn't know that. That's
Yeah,
cool.
apparently it's a
Oh, okay.
It
I thought
vibrates.
that was just they were doing that for some reason with the picture.
That
Oh,
is the
your dogs
funniest-
would definitely attack that.
I just wouldn't turn it on. Again.
I'll admit I'm more, for photography purposes, I'm more into like vinyls or resin hard figures. So
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that
yeah, the
yeah.
Kid Robot. Oh, Tiny Chef is Kid Robot. Sorry, I'm looking at your screen.
I saw someone just post a picture of that on social media. Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Well, I don't do
television show.
plushes,
Okay,
but
that's-
sometimes exceptions need to be made here.
yeah, that's
But
making more
no,
sense.
like
Sure.
the stuff like the Dunny, and they had a Coca-Cola Dunny, an official product. I got one of those. Some of those Dunnies can be kind of fun.
What is Tiny Chef?
He's a small chef.
Is it a show or is it just like a kid
It's a
robot?
Nickelodeon show.
Oh,
I've never seen the Nick show, but somebody sent me Tiny Chef doing an unboxing video, and it was just so cute and funny. And I guess the show has been canceled, but they have enough funds to try to get it back, and they're doing little clips on Instagram, and it's been really cute. So I started following that.
Man, that's tough.
I think it's
not to
stop
love on,
motion.
man.
That makes sense. Yeah. Stop motion. He probably has wires in his arms. He comes with a leash.
The Tiny Chef show.
It's
something
cute
on
and
Nickelodeon
funny,
only
but
lasted
then-
3 seasons.
Well, it's so cute and funny. And then when it was canceled, they made a clip of him finding out the news and like crying and going through these emotions, and it wasn't funny at all. And apparently people were
Jeez.
started saying, "I've never seen this show, but bring it back."
Oh my
You can't let this
god,
little thing keep crying,
that's terrible.
which is actually probably a really good way to try to guilt people into getting it back. But
terrifying.
What's
Oops. Sorry.
what's kind of funny is Sesame Street is getting canceled, I guess, but Netflix actually like signed for the license or something like that.
They were getting canceled. They were getting defunded because of the whole PBS thing. So Netflix is giving them a bunch of money. It's essentially
Sorry.
keeping it afloat. I was just telling you.
That's-
What
that's
to
good.
do.
They're not going away.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
used a one-word synonym.
No, it's not the same.
I'll have to, since it's all toy related, I'll have to send you guys later. There's a video of Tiny Chef doing, getting one of those Mini Brands custom sneakers, and he's like flipping out. So I don't know if Mini Brand had partnered with him. I'll
That's
send it to you guys
interesting.
later.
Honestly, mini brands are way overpriced, but they have some cool things. I know I never did anything with it, but I have a bunch of like the mini brand toy ones, and I meant to take a picture of Gomez from Mezco and
Oh, that's the
Grub.
one. Sorry, the one you just pulled up video. That's the one where I think he gets the shoe.
It's in Portuguese too.
𝗵𝗁𝗏. Oh, please tell me this is the 𝗵𝗁𝗏. Oh, got a card right here. Gail Tiny Chef.
Hear of this, the more I'm laughing at this. That's hilarious.
Custom birthday 𝗵𝗁𝗏 sticker. Wow.
You could take a break on that.
Oh, I would do what, two more seconds. He like
Yeah, just let him unwrap it. Let him open his gifts, Dan.
P.S. Hope you get good sound.
What's in the box?
Open up.
love that. You gotta be kidding me.
Incredible.
Oh, he has
Oh
to.
my- yeah, it's the shoes.
Well, he's a chef. He has to make them.
Yeah.
The custom 𝗵𝗁𝗏 sticker. I just love him so much. I'm acting like a
All right, this has got to stop. We're gonna the copyright monsters are gonna come get us.
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
But yeah,
That's
no,
hilarious.
Miniverse. I've looked for the cheaper ones, but those can be good if you're doing toy photography. You want like a phone
Yeah.
or something to have a little product.
Yeah, so I got a bunch of the toy ones and I actually wrapped them in like wrapping paper to take. There's a Christmas Gomez figure, which is a cockroach human, but or I don't know what kind of insect because he doesn't. He's not a cockroach. But anyway, there's Grub, and I wanted to do a picture of him like with Grub opening the gifts because I got like that little thing you push and it pops all the balls around, and then
Okay.
like a Buzz Lightyear because they did something with Disney, so they had like Woody figures and Buzz Lightyear and stuff. But yeah, uh, yeah, those things are cool, but they're also a decent scale for 1/6 figures. So like for like toy photography with like a GI Joe size figure, they work for that too.
Is that what you guys do with your 3D printing? Is it 1/6 scale?
1/12. I probably
1/12.
misspoke. I meant to say 1/12 if I said 1/6. But
Oh.
yeah, that's essentially what it's geared towards. It's props at a 1/12 or 6-inch scale for your domestic and far and import figures. Even though import figures you're not getting anymore because tariffs. Oh boy.
Once those started, I was like, I justified going out and buying a few. I'm like, well, they'll probably go up. I better just buy a couple more now.
Yeah, no, it's weird because I normally get a lot of my stuff from Amiyami, which is a site based out of Japan. And now that tariffs are, I mean, they're being good about it and they're like not canceling orders. But now that tariffs are coming in, like even domestic sites like Big Bad Toy Store, I see the prices on things. Like I had way too many Warhammer figures pre-ordered and they're like getting hit with $10 in tariffs. I'm like, not happening. Sorry, guys. But yeah, it's I don't know, it's rough. It's the reality. Um, Pete, do you have a question?
I don't. I was just thinking about tariffs and then all my pre-orders going bye-bye. And then me finding having to find some other place that sells it, and then they tack on $40 for shipping now.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, those mafex imports are like $120, $130 now. I don't know if I'm gonna be in that game for much longer. We'll see.
It gives me a reason to stop hoarding.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I mean, we could just not do tariffs.
Man,
Dan, stop making sense.
I'm sorry. It's just an idea I had. I'm sorry.
Dan's the guy that tells you to stop poking your eye when you say it hurts. Like, come on, dude.
Ow, my arm hurts. Well, stop doing that. Oh, sorry. I don't know. It just, makes me sad.
Why can't I find?
Next.
I was gonna say, have you had any like negative experiences at the conventions that you go to? Like, is there anything that you're willing to talk about that's just, I'm not going to this con again. This was terrible.
For cons, nothing super bad. There's been some that maybe wasn't as good as I'd hoped. I don't want to start naming cons here, but there was one I went to earlier this year. I'm like, there really were no guests. Yeah, it was nice that I got to be a panelist and get in for free, but it was more along the lines of fantasy, and some of the crowd wasn't the greatest. And then now the con can't help this, but the multiple elevators were breaking down, so people were not happy, especially those who have accessibility issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember being outside one of the elevators. I'm like, I smell smoke. And then it was
that's
overall no real negative experiences with cons, unless you guys have anything to add about anything you've experienced.
No, not me personally. I was just thinking about, one of our mutual friends was mentioning that a pipe had burst on one of the conventions that he went to. I think it was a sewage pipe. And then I was just thinking about how when I was a kid, comic conventions were actually comic books. You would go there and vendors would be there with boxes and boxes, and you would kind of go through that grail and kind of put your collection together that you were looking for. My father would love to take us, and they would have toys and action figures there, but and the cards, the collectible cards, but it has blown up to such a presence to see guests and to see like families come together and really enjoy these conventions. It's just a really cool experience. to be a part of that and to watch it grow the way I have. So
I was going to say, that's
I love
interesting that you've got to see it change over the years. I wasn't allowed to go to cons as a kid, so now that I'm an adult and have adult money, I can.
it.
Well,
Well, I grew up
Now
in
it's
the
worse.
I grew up in the forest, so we didn't have cons. Oh man. What's one
just
what? Dan?
nothing.
What?
I almost doxed you. That's why I didn't continue
Oh.
with what I was saying.
Well, I'm from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I know, but I come on.
Okay.
The point.
What's one aspect that you'd share with other like creators and photographers and everything that you wish you would have known sooner? Or what's the best piece of advice that you've like received like in your craft?
Sorry, I know you would give me a couple questions you might ask, and that was one that I wrote, try to think of some good answers for. And then I was
Yes.
thinking-
Oh boy. I
Good
mean,
advice.
there isn't an answer to every question though, and that's honestly
Yeah.
totally fair.
Oh no, here I found it.
I was
Okay.
gonna- well, maybe I can give you like some insight, like things that like advice that I've gotten while I started was basically like, don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Just focus on what you're doing, because as long as you're having fun with it, that's really all that matters. And that kind of leads to like comparisons of 𝗬𝗏𝗄𝗏 and stuff like that, which I 100% agree with. And you could probably, any of these guys will tell you that I compare all the time. And it's like I have to talk myself down off the ledge. Like, oh, I should be doing more. I got to focus on this now. And like, oh, everything's wrong. And it's taken away from the fun aspect that I normally have. So sometimes I got to kind of refocus and reschedule and just kind of take that advice and really focus back on what made me happy and get started in the first place.
That's very true. I guess the ones that one of the things is inspiration can hit anytime. So, always look at the little things outside in nature, and you can always create a setting for the toy photography. One piece of advice I would give is if you're traveling somewhere to do toy photography, pack some toys with you that might fit with the theme of where you're going. And going off that, so I do enjoy looking at mostly abandoned places, exploring. Usually, like you can do photo shoots and they'll let you into the property. So I went to this abandoned school in Pennsylvania. And I brought like my what was it, Justice League Nightmare Batman Funko Pop, and I got pictures of, like on like boards that were ripped up, and I'm like, this is the perfect setting.
I was wondering why you were wearing a mask because I scrolled through and I was like, she's wearing a mask in these pictures, and I was wondering why. So now I get it.
That's the only place, because I was told people that went there for a cosplay photo shoot last time, half of them got sick, so they weren't sure if it was black mold or if it was because of somewhere they ate after.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha. Yeah.
We went in February and it was freezing cold. It was in Pennsylvania, so we're like, well, either it wasn't the mold or the mold's currently frozen, but I kept the mask on.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Because of that. And my breath would come back and make me warm because it was like 20 degrees out and you're in a place with no heating. So,
yeah.
The only other piece of advice, and this is hard in this day and age, but I try to limit my online purchases. Like I'll go to cons and like buy things, and I'll try to avoid buying things online, which I know is hard if something cool comes out. You got to make it happen sometimes, but that is a good way to kind of limit, because we all have limited space and money. So I try to limit to physical events I can go to.
But space.
The final frontier.
There are storage units that you could use for more space.
Hey, one per show.
I live in a condo and I only have a certain amount of room.
No, it's a running joke. I have to mention my storage unit at any moment because Pete says that I would talk about it nonstop.
We're gonna hit all the check marks.
I have an apartment and I have too much stuff for like an apartment. So I'm just waiting till I buy a house. So I have a storage unit with
that is
a lot
good
of
idea.
stuff.
And sometimes we go to the storage unit and stare at it.
I thought I read George R. R. Martin does that. I don't know if that's true or not, but that he has a second house or a storage unit for all of his collectibles.
I mean, he can afford it.
He can afford it. Yeah,
Is that where he keeps the ideas for the end of Game of Thrones in that storage unit? Yeah.
There were no ideas for the end of Game of Thrones. He's like, I need to be done with this. HBO keeps.
Do you remember when
me.
the show originally ended? He was like, "No, that's what I was gonna do anyway. It's cool."
Did he really?
Yeah. I swear to God, there was a quote that George R.R. Martin said. Yeah, I talked to the directors. This is the ending that I was originally thinking anyway, and that's what they did.
Okay. Wow. Well, that
Now we're
sucks.
still waiting for the book. Right? Right? I'm sure it was going to be a longer heel turn, but
Yeah.
it just felt so quick. It's like, I'm the bad guy now. It's like,
To bury the lead at all, man.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. That's how I felt watching it. I was like, I don't know what's going on here.
I didn't watch it. I saw a little bit when I was crashing to your place, but then that was it.
The 5-foot Godzillas take up a fair amount of space.
It's only 3 feet.
Oh, so I'm guessing, are you all Godzilla fans or?
No, it's pretty much just me.
Okay. I was gonna say, I think 𝗀𝗲𝗏 is releasing some new Godzilla. I'm not a big Godzilla person, but it's like a translucent orange one.
That Godzilla lady, you probably have it.
Holy moly. Hold on, Matt. Keep an eye
Matt's
out.
like Googling now. He's like, oh. What?
No, I've already got it up. Hold on.
I'm looking on Sideshow and to see if they have it up there.
Now,
I want that statue though.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
That's the one.
Where is?
Yeah, 𝗀𝗲𝗏.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm weird with like my styles, and I'm not a huge fan of that one actually. Does he have a
gears move?
Oh, okay. I was about to say, does he have a steam pipe on his back? No, it's interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, but
it's like a mecha Godzilla. It's like a steampunk Godzilla.
It's one of those things that looks cool, but if you want to do toy photography, it's not really realistic. I mean,
yeah, there's no
it's translucent. So,
no.
The only Godzilla toy I'd be tempted to buy. Apparently, there's a line from Japan where they're the different figures, and they might be blind boxes, but each of them are bowing as if apologizing for destroying the city.
I don't know if I've seen those. Yeah, I have a 3-foot Godzilla statue that's like 60 pounds. It's huge. It's in my storage unit right now. But yeah, I have actually nothing. Oh yeah, there's a little one there. I have these other from Japan, these like 12-inch Godzilla figures, and I don't know. I hoard, and it's just another thing that I just bought. Because like your advice for not buying online is actually phenomenal. I'd have so much more space and money if I didn't buy things online.
But the thing.
Shut up, Pete. She's right.
But the thing, though.
I know. But
I know. That's what I did with the 𝗀𝗏𝗏 Dunny Coke. I'm like, well, I got to make an exception for this. I want this because it's $30 for like the 3-inch. So, and I wasn't going to find that in stores.
No, yeah, you're absolutely right about that. I mean, unless you go to like Tosh Station, or I saw you mention it in one of your pictures. I was like, yeah, Tosh Station has a lot, and then Echo Base kind of has stuff, but they increased their prices too, and I'm like, yeah, you're pricing me out a little bit. They have some really cool stuff, and I noticed that they kind of keep rotating their inventory, so like you could go in there and see different stuff a lot.
Oh, another piece of advice. I like going there either to buy products used because then they're cheaper.
Yeah.
That's what I've done for most of my Star Wars Black Series figures because those things can be outrageously expensive. And also if there's something that I have that I don't want anymore or doesn't spark joy, as you'd say, I will sell it to them, and then that not only frees up space, but I get store credit and can buy something. I can buy something new.
Yeah. Honestly, that's what I would have to do, Pete. If I ever wanted to part with my statues, I'd basically just have to go to them and be like, hey, I got this giant Doom Slayer statue.
Use the toys to buy other toys.
I would, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that trade-in would look like. If it's a GameStop trade-in, it's not worth it.
Yeah, no. I try to sell lots on eBay, and that kind of works for me for the most part. And then I'll use that cash to buy new figures.
Replenish the empty space.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how do you kind of find a work-life balance with creating, like, and because you write and you do toy photography and you go to cons, like how do you kind of figure out how to balance all those different things? And you have a cat, so you have a dependent.
And a fish, although he's not as needy.
No, he's a little easier.
Yeah.
He's probably the most neediest one. He's like sitting there smoking a cigarette, like, feed me.
Most neediest, Pete?
Swimming for 5 months.
You just did a double superlative? Come on. Be
Sorry.
better.
Yeah, let's see, for writing, I tend to write at night because during the day, either, I have work or I feel like I need to be out and about doing something or being productive. For toy photography, it's when, sorry, my kitchen makes weird noises sometimes. Hopefully it didn't catch the sound on the audio. Toy photography, you heard it? Yeah, it sounds like a knocking sound coming from the fridge. It freaked my friend out once. I'm like, that's the ghost, don't worry.
I thought it was your
cat. I was gonna say, that sounded like somebody knocking okay, that's intriguing.
It happens twice a day. I'm like, well, all right.
It's only haunted if you're afraid of it, right?
It's my ghost. The ghost is cool, lives with me, doesn't bother me.
I saw a video the other day where it was a couple and they're living with their ghost, but it inherits like this giraffe stuffed animal or something, or like a goose. It's like she's just being the goose. She's not doing anything. The ghost is just being a goose right now.
That's great. Since I don't really have dioramas, for when I'm trying to do toy photography, I like to shoot outside. So I would say take advantage of the days with nice weather. Maybe try to plan a certain day or amount of time to be outside at a park or something shooting.
What you said about like having multiple figures also was a really good idea. Like it's something like, because you want to get reuse out of anything that you have, but the same thing for like if you're going to a destination, if something works for that, if you have multiple things that work in that, then yeah. Like I remember the little witch doctor that you have kind of going across the path. I don't know where you took that, but it almost when you were talking about the abandoned place in Pennsylvania, I was like, I wonder if she took that picture there too. It's just like a little 2-inch witch doctor figure walking along.
Was it the plague doctor?
Yeah, the plague doctor.
I got that recently at a con. They were selling these little mini horror figs. There's like 2 for $5. I'm like, that's a deal. That would be good for an abandoned place, or maybe something medieval with lots of stone, perhaps.
Right.
But no, that was a recent purchase. So that was not at the abandoned school in Pennsylvania.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, the Batman.
I think I brought a Jawa figure there though.
Batman one's probably pinned. I don't use Instagram on my computer, and I finally logged in and I was looking at stuff and wasn't thinking about it.
The Batman post is pinned, yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
But the plague doctor is also recent, fairly recent. So.
Well,
let me pull up my own account here to see what I actually took.
August 30th.
You were talking about taking photography in like perfect weather. I was thinking about like how Virginia has all 4 seasons in possibly one day sometimes. How do you feel about that?
You got to dress for multiple elements. Right? Yeah, it's I haven't looked through my works the last few years. I probably shoot more indoors when it's cold out. Actually, I see the plague doctor picture. Yes, that was actually at an abandoned prison, and that was at the slaughterhouse portion where the animals were.
Wow. That's very fitting.
That'll work, yeah.
Like perfectly thematic. Wow.
Most of this old prison has been converted into an art center, but there's still a few buildings rotting in the back, which you can't go in. But I'm like, well, the exterior is here and rotting. So I
think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Down on that road, yeah.
Thornton, yeah. So it was a fully functioning prison society. So they had farm animals there and stuff. So that was the slaughterhouse area, that building.
Interesting.
It's crazy how much horror stuff we have around in the area, and I haven't even bothered to look at it. I think the closest I've came was probably looking at the Bunnyman Bridge stuff.
Bunnyman Bridge is cool. I think I took one of my Dunnies there and snapped a photo of it at the bridge and kept driving before the police could be called because they don't like people there. But the old Lorton prison.
I know that building. Yeah, I used to drive past that all the time.
Yeah.
That place, I occasionally volunteer there as a docent at the museum. So it has an interesting history. There was like women's suffrage there. And then there was a really good HBO movie. I'm not big on historical films, but it was about women's suffrage, and the climax of the movie is what happened there. Who was in it? Angelica Houston was in the movie. Vera Farmiga had a really small role because it's from like 2005. It was a decent cast.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
the one that's
yeah.
That's the one that's just north of Occoquan, right?
What did you say?
It's right there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I used to drive. I would drive past that place twice a day sometimes, depending on how much I was working. So yeah. You guys are describing it, and I'm like, I think I know that.
Iron Jawed Angels, is that what you said?
Iron Jawed Angels is the movie.
Okay. Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, Vera Farmiga is. I'm not a big fan of a lot of her movies. I know she's been in the Conjuring series a lot lately, but I didn't know that she moonlights as a metal singer, and that's what's really awesome to me.
I just started listening to. There's a couple songs in her band I like. Yeah, it's weird seeing her doing metal, but it's fun.
It's also weird that she's doing it and she's like 54 or something like that. Like I mean, nothing against that because that's totally fine, but 54 and now she's like,
yeah,
like it's not when people typically start doing that kind of thing, but there is that 92-year-old woman who power lifts. So
I was gonna say, wasn't the I'm not a big Lord of the Rings guy, but not Gandalf, but the other wizard that was like his evil counterpart, is he a metal singer also?
Yeah, he had a metal band. He put out Christopher Lee put out a metal album.
Are we talking about
Juliette Lewis?
Yes.
Also metal band.
Christopher Lee. We're talking about
we're talking about Dracula. Christopher. Well, I mean, he wasn't singing though. To be fair,
I thought he was.
But it was.
Well, I mean, he was singing, but he was doing his voice over the metal, so he wasn't going. He was.
But like, well, that's a little dark to say.
That man's done everything. Didn't he fight in like World War II or one of the wars?
Yeah. Christopher Lee had a life.
Yeah, Christopher Lee is not a man I would walk up to and start trouble. I don't think I like your acting. Really.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know how many people I'd walk up to and start trouble anyway. I mean, there's no.
I know you kind of start trouble with me all the time, and I'm crazy.
No, there ain't no reason to get excited.
Yeah, he was in everything. He was doing the metal. he was in the Royal Air Force in World War II. So that's like multiply that by 10 because of the what's the German help me, Matt. What was the German air
the Valkyrie?
Luftwaffe. I can't say words.
Luftballons?
Nope. Not close.
99 of them. They're red.
No, that's about nuclear war. That's before. That's a little.
I don't know. I don't know, Dan.
The Luftwaffe. That's the word.
I have one of those.
Is that a German Waffle House? The Luftwaffe?
No. This is why I don't talk.
Okay.
This is why I keep it to myself.
No, it's not a word that comes up often in English nowadays. So
yes, Luftwaffe was the term for the German Air Force.
Would you like your hash browns unsmothered?
And smothered?
I don't know. That's all I got, man.
What are you saying?
It's the German Waffle House. I'm going on.
Dan, I retract the crap I gave you and I give it to Pete.
Thank you.
I don't go to abandoned places. The closest I've ever been was one up in PA, and it didn't happen.
There was one in Baltimore. You probably haven't gotten to this one, but there was one right outside of Baltimore that burned down last year or the year before, and it was the Glasgundry. Also, it was the old mental hospital that one of the guys I watch who does Urban Explorer is Dan Bell, and he went in there twice, once during the day and once at night, which I don't. And that's nothing really bad happened, but like you could hear there was a guy living there, and they were the neighborhood. The neighborhood was kind of watching out for him because he wasn't bothering anybody. So he would get perturbed because people would be walking in his house. But I've always wanted to do urban exploring, and I'm just like, nah, that's not for me. And
there's certain. I mean, I do it legally. There's some places that will sign the waiver. We own the property. We'll take $50 and you can go in. J.W. Cooper School was the name of the school in Pennsylvania I went to. It's since unfortunately there was some issue with the roof and they had to tear it down.
Ah, gotcha.
But I've been in the Crescent State Prison in Pennsylvania. That's another one that if you get a group together, and I guess they do like paintball tournaments there too. So people can run around campus and like.
That's that's a really cool,
great idea. Yeah,
like an urban, factory type setting, I guess. I don't know.
Like the closest one I ever got to, the closest one I've ever been to, and it's technically not abandoned, but they've left it and preserved it, is Eastern State Penitentiary in
I've been wanting to go there. I know they do tours.
Yeah, they do. Well, they do two things. They do the regular tour, and then they do haunted houses during Halloween in the building. And that will, if horror is not your thing and you're like, I'm going to give this a try, don't do it there first.
They do at the Old Lorton Prison Workhouse Arts Center, they do haunted houses there. Oh, nice. And I've worked a couple times, and one time I heard, I'm, open to the idea of ghosts. I don't like messing with ghosts in real life. I can take a horror movie when it's on a screen, but I was there working and there were all these whispers around me once. It was the creepiest thing. So I was like, I don't like this. I want to photograph the place, but and the abandoned stuff. I don't want these ghosts coming out.
When we heard the noise from the kitchen during this interview, I almost went on a whole thing about the ghost that used to live with me when I was in middle and high school. So, and we'll just leave it at that now.
That sounds like a podcast for another time.
Oh yeah, that's a whole other podcast.
Dan, okay. Okay, Dan. Are there any upcoming Funko Pop releases that you're... Are there any upcoming Funko Pop releases that you're excited about?
I probably won't buy it, but I'm excited that there's one of the Sweet Demon from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'm glad he's from the musical episode. If you guys have ever seen Buffy.
Nope.
Okay. All right, we got at least one here.
I'm with you on that
I would
one.
love to watch that.
I'm with you on that one.
I'm excited to see he's getting a release. Let me Google it. I forget what else is coming out. Do you guys follow Funko?
I follow occasionally. Go ahead, Dan.
No. Go ahead.
Well, I buy a lot of stuff through Big Bad Toy Store. When I see that they have like a new update to pre-orders for their Funko, I'll look through because sometimes they have something from The Office that I like, or I know like they put the Shaun of the Dead figures up there. So sometimes I'll look through that to see if there's anything that catches my eye. For a while, I was basically just trying to get Spider-Man villains, but I think I have most of those. Oh, that looks kind of weird.
It is a demon.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a demon.
Yeah, the premise of that episode was he's summoned and then he makes everybody like sing, and the whole episode's a musical. So it's not a very scary one, but
no. The musical episode of Community.
They probably after Buffy was probably inspired by that episode with Sweet. So
I was gonna say I could have swore like The Flash had an episode like that too.
I didn't see it, but there is an episode of The Flash that's musical. And I think Melissa Benoit is in an episode too. I think it's a crossover of Supergirl and The Flash.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Some of those actors got their start on Glee and stuff too, so that would make sense.
The only Funkos that I'm really focused, it's basically the same word. I do the band Ghost and anything Ghostbusters. Straight up. Which brings me to my next question. I see Holtzman makes the rounds very much when you're traveling with that
was actually one I brought to the abandoned school in Pennsylvania, J.W. Cooper. That's good for haunted settings. I don't have many Ghostbusters Funko. I've got one of the little the mini Stay Puft with the graham cracker. I've got that, and then I've got Holtzman because I got it used somewhere. It was cheap. I think I photographed it. I know some people that worked on it was a Ghostbusters fan film.
I saw your post about that. Yeah.
So, and it was filmed partially in Fredericksburg, which is where my parents currently live. So I was like, I'm going to go to one of the filming locations, get a Ghostbuster Funko taken there.
Nice. That was Don't Make Me Laugh, right?
Don't Make Me Laugh. That's the one.
Yeah.
It was actually pretty good.
Dan, you'll have to check that out.
Yes.
Report back to us.
Absolutely.
So Dan bleeds ecto cooler. So
yeah, I'm basically made of ecto cooler and parts from the car. That's what I'm made of.
I haven't seen Frozen Empire yet, so I'm.
Don't ask me how many times I saw it. Theaters 8.
8 times, dude.
Yeah, 8. Hey! I saw Afterlife 9 times, and I saw the one with the ladies 9 times. What do you want from me? I liked that movie. That was my question. Was did you like that movie? Have you seen that movie?
I have seen it. I wasn't a big fan, but there were a couple really funny parts. I love that after credit scene where they go, "Safety lights are for dudes." It was just
yeah.
So
oh, with yeah,
I
that's
love
good.
That part.
No, I genuinely love the hell out of that movie. I was pleasantly surprised when that got announced. My now wife, took me through Paul Feig movies like Spy.
Now wife.
Because she was my girlfriend at the time.
I know.
You'll find out one day. And she took me through, the Paul Feig filmography, and I was like, we're gonna be okay. And I remember coming out of that movie going, that was amazing, and then getting online and going, oh, oops. Like I didn't know what was going on.
It got more hate than it deserved, but
I don't think it
wasn't that bad. I wasn't a big fan, but it wasn't that bad. I went in with such low expectations. I rented it, and then I laughed a few times. It's in Vegas funny.
I laughed a few times.
I think your movie sucks. No,
I rewatched it. It's I don't know if it's necessarily a good Ghostbusters movie because it's much more of an action comedy than focusing on the Ghostbusters aspect. But it doesn't deserve the hate it gets.
There is a scene in Frozen Empire that does have one of the original guys in it that I think if you don't like Frozen Empire, which I don't understand why anybody wouldn't, if they grew up with the cartoon.
Most people didn't.
Ghostbusters fans did. Please let me finish a thought tonight. It pulls from many of the a couple of the episodes from the show, but there's a scene with Venkman that happens in the movie that I think you would particularly like. That kind of holds up with his odd and forceful persona with one of the other male characters that I still quote to this day. And I was it's in that movie. It just kind of starts happening. And I'm like, oh, well, this feels right. This feels right. And Ray and Winston are utilized a lot in this movie.
You're talking about that scene with Venkman and Kumail Nanjiani?
Yes, I am. I was trying not to say anything else because it's a question. They're investigating, and he's one of the prime suspects. So the questions are kind of. Hopefully you'll see soon. I'm
more so brought it up because
spoilers. It's been out for years and I haven't seen it. No,
I don't. He just starts throwing the pen at him. It's just,
Pete doesn't care for Kumail Nanjiani.
Well, he's wrong. Well, to be fair, Pete had to see the movie twice so watch it twice.
Well, I don't hate Kumail. Well, I don't think he's that funny. I don't know why people keep on putting him in movies.
I don't know. I heard you say that you specifically hated him, Pete.
We had beef. He smoked a cigarette and blew the smoke in my face, and that's it.
He quoted as saying, "I hope that bad things happen to him." He never said that. I'm just kidding.
I love Kal Penn. That guy did Harold and Kumar. All 3 movies.
I'm so bummed that Kal Penn's not in movies anymore.
Well, he did a show called Mirror Royal Detective, and he plays a meerkat in that, and my kids love it. So I get to hear him play a meerkat. It's great.
By the way, the Harold and Kumar movies are complete fiction. There never was or will there ever be a White Castle in Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
I haven't seen those movies. I remember seeing the trailers when they were coming out. I'll have to add those to my list.
Here we go. What's your favorite nerdy movie? There you go.
I mean, I like so many nerdy things. I guess Star Wars, the franchise in general. I have a lot of Star Wars things. I got really into it again when the Disney started releasing movies, and I have certain thoughts that Disney isn't doing the best job with it, but it reignited my interest in Star Wars.
Obviously, you think The Last Jedi is the greatest Star. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
I actually don't mind that one too much. So.
What'd you think of The Acolyte? We had a big conversation about that.
I wasn't a big fan. there were certain elements I liked. I liked that there was Darth Plagueis appeared, but it was so poorly executed, in my opinion, that they had an idea and it just could have been executed way better.
My favorite part.
I don't like the big twin reveal. Like, to me, that's like such a cop out move and everything. So do something else. Like, get away from that.
We already have twins. They're Luke and Leia. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Everything else is cool though. I loved it.
They upset me. See, everybody was focused on certain things from those Star Wars movies. The thing that I was so focused on when Leia activated started using the Force, I was like,
I got so mad.
Do that.
I got so mad.
Is that talking about flying through space? Is that why you got mad?
I know it got crapped on, but I'm still getting chills. I'm like, hey, there it is. Let's go.
I don't like that the Disney trilogy is basically all about the Force, because I don't like the idea of the Force being this central thing that we can't like. Everything has to do with the Force in those movies, and I'm like, the Force wasn't this big of a thing in the original.
I get it. Oh, I get it. You mean about it could have been midichlorians. Could have been worse.
I didn't watch I don't really care too much about Star Wars. I like Rogue One. I like Rogue One a lot.
Have you seen Andor? I really did like Andor.
I need to watch Andor.
Andor is done so
That's well. It got more to the political side, but it's like,
right.
Okay, here's Star Wars without the lightsabers. So it's a different take on it.
But I think that's more of what Star Wars later, like the Disney trilogy, needed, was more of that. And actually, I'll give some credit to The Last Jedi, because it did kind of touch on that when you see all the profiteers getting rich off this endless war, and they're like unaffected by it. So like Rian Johnson's movie did actually touch upon that, but there's
they didn't give him
the next movie or the spin-off trilogy he was supposed to get. So
you don't want to see more scenes inside of Congress and talking about bureaucracy and that kind of thing.
So this is how democracy dies, with thunderous applause.
I mean, it's kind of happening, but anyway.
I will say, and I'm actually going to be in the upcoming Star Wars Insider magazine that comes out October 14th.
Oh, very awesome.
So,
that's awesome.
Insider's still around. Holy crap.
I've only read like one of those, but I know someone who runs it, and he had asked, hey, do you want to be featured for your toy photography? I said yes.
Yes, the answer is yes.
How does it feel to be somebody?
Yeah. What's that like?
Ask me after it comes out. I'm probably gonna go to Barnes and Noble that day and buy a bunch of copies.
Yeah, Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish what you're saying. Sorry.
I'm gonna say I have my 3 of my favorite pictures pinned on top of the Instagram, and one of the ones I submitted was that one of Kira running on, it looks like a little beach. Yeah. So I'm not sure if they'll pick that one, but that was one I submitted.
It's a good one. Like, everything about that photo is perfect. The angle, the light, the way the water looks, the sand, it's perfect.
Thank you. It was at Lake Accotink in Springfield.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So
okay.
Actually, I was like, oh, there's a beach there, because I'm not very close to Virginia Beach. It's a few hours drive.
Too far.
But I want so that's a good place for some photos, because you got that little water meeting land there. But that figure was from Tosh Station that I picked up.
I used to get Star Wars Insider when you had to you had to fill out a paper, send it into the fan club, then they sent you the magazine. Like, it wasn't on store shelves. You couldn't order it online. It was before that. I'm that old. You had to write in for it. And I'm just delighted to know that it is still a thing.
That's pretty cool. It's nice to see when things you thought were gone aren't.
Yeah,
I wish Pogs would come back.
I kind of grew out of it and then had no idea it was still there. Never grew out of Disney highlights.
Highlights for children?
That was a joke. Yes. Highlights for children. No,
I'm
Disney.
upset my parents never let me join the Goosebumps fan club back in the 90s. You mail in and get your free stuff.
I used to read Goosebumps, but my parents were a little worried because I guess I had nightmares after reading Ghost Beach. I don't know. That one had kind of a crazy ending, though.
So I actually did not like being scared as a kid. I didn't like scary stuff until I was about 12 when I started watching Buffy, and I realized, oh, there can be hot vampires and there can be funny stuff in
I realized that
comedy.
when watching Twilight.
Twilight.
No, I'm kidding. I watched Twilight once with an ex-girlfriend and I made fun of it the entire time. It's a
I think
bad movie.
as far as Goosebumps got, I was into the choose your own adventure kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
what was those other short stories? I think it was Afraid of the Dark or something like that. It was like
Are
the
You
whole
Afraid
black book, and it had like this creepy
Oh.
photo on the front.
Was it a picture book?
No.
No.
There were pictures in it. They made a movie of it and the movie bombed. Scary stories
to tell in the dark.
Yeah.
Those pictures were horrifying. I remember.
Yeah, those pictures were crazy.
It was a wolf story, and it looked like the Exorcist face. And here I am reading this, and I'm in elementary school, horrified.
The one that stuck out to me was about the bride trying to surprise the groom during a party or something like that. So she goes up to the attic and gets in a chest, and she's like waiting to be found, and they never find her. And then like years later, they go into the attic and then they open up the chest and they find the bride in her dress, waiting to surprise her.
Apparently, it's called The Girl with the Green Ribbon.
Oh, The Girl with the Green Ribbon. Still think about it. Yeah, Kate said in the chat. There you go.
I don't really think about it that much, but it's the one with the girl who had the spiders crawling out of her face.
That's exactly what I was about to say. That's the only one that really made me nervous reading them as a kid. Is the one with the spiders in her face.
I don't know if I read that one, but I think it was in the movie.
Oh.
It was probably in the movie. Apparently, they also kind of do that in the movie based off the PlayStation game Until Dawn.
Until Dawn, yeah.
They have something. They have actually. It's done practically.
The games I've played in the last few years.
So apparently, there's something coming out of the woman's face, and they actually did that practically. Like they added they put something on her cheek, and then they had it like moving around in there. Like it's all done practically. It's kind of crazy that I mean, it's makes sense if you think about it, because we have the ability to make small electric parts anymore. Like they didn't really back in the day, but things could be so much more compact than they used to be. And yeah, they used animatronics for the little thing in her face, which is crazy. I just saw like a brief video of them talking about how they did that on Instagram or something.
There's those great shots in Ghostbusters Afterlife when you first see the terror dog in the Walmart. That's practical. And
I love that sorry.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, I feel like I cut you off a few times there. My apologies.
And so have I.
I love that we seem to be getting back to more practical effects, like Baby Yoda, Grogu. I mean, that was all puppet. And you think of the prequels, that was all digital, and now people seem to be more inclined to use practical effects, which is great because then it looks real, or at least it doesn't run the risk of looking fake like CGI. So it's always nice when
there's something about, and I always bring it back to the Muppets. And there's this video I saw recently where they were at a con or a Q&A, and the people who were puppeteering and doing the voices just rolled out on chairs, sitting on the chair, and did their characters. But because the characters are because they're so good at what they do, after 4 seconds, you forget they're sitting in the chair. And you're just watching the person interact with the character. It's that person doesn't matter anymore. There's something about Grogu being on set and reacting to an outtake, or reacting to a blooper, or dancing to the music being played on set between takes, that makes it a character instead of, we'll add that later. Like it's a lost art. I'm not like such a stickler about it. I like my good CGI, but it does something for the people involved with making the movie, whether on set or on screen, to have that character sitting there talking to them or reacting to them. Then, I guess my eyeline's here.
One of the things I liked about The Force Awakens is how quickly into the movie they had practical effects being used.
Oh, yeah.
Because, that, like you said, that prequel trilogy was like, we could do all this stuff with CGI now. And so many people were like, we kind of like when things look real. And then, like there's the giant creature. There's a little robot that kind of follows Raya. She's flying on her speeder across the desert. I mean,
No, that's true. Yeah, yeah.
they went much more, and you're right, because even more outside of those movies, so many things are going back towards practical effects because we have the ability to make them look more real and better. So there is a nice return and balance being used between practical and special. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that.
I've heard that new, I guess you could say, concept of the where they have the giant screens behind the actors, and I love that video of Baby Yoda bobbing the guitar, where they use big screens to show the setting. I heard that really helps actors because they're like, okay, this is the setting that we're in. We can see it in film.
Yeah, no, rather than like a green screen, you mean?
Other than just a green screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, Sony was behind that. Sony is the one perfecting that technology, and I only know that because they had a whole demo with the Ghostbusters and the Ecto-1 and Stay Puffed on at one of the conventions. It's huge.
I thought they said they were using something like Unreal Engine to map out the environment and then import that into the screen.
There's a lot of use of LiDAR in movies anymore. Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Still amazing. It's so immersive.
Oh.
Like you don't like The Mandalorian to me feels like a world. Whereas like everything else with the green screen, you can kind of see the difference. Like, don't get me wrong, they're good at it, but there's times where like a building will collapse and you're like,
Have any of you watched Severance?
I have not. I've heard it's good though.
There's a scene where Adam Scott is running through the hallways in Severance, but it's all green screen. It's him on a little treadmill, and the way the camera sweeps and everything, it's the hallways are basically a maze, and he's trying to, I forget exactly why he's running, but he's running through this maze, and they have the camera like mounted in front of him, and it's on like a giant 360 thing so it can rotate, but all around him are the green screens, or there's one behind him, and then he's just on this 360-degree motion pad. So like in real time, he's running and changing directions and turning and everything, and the camera's able to capture that while doing sweeping pans around his head. And I guess the camera's here and then the green screen's here, and they just rotate around him. And the way that they did it, the behind the scenes, is so cool to see. And it's all because they did the green screen. It's crazy that they pulled something like that off, and it looks really good the way they did it. But yeah,
That's
just
the Apple TV, right?
yes, yeah, something I pay for and haven't watched in a bit. I need to finish C. C's really good. But is there anything else that you wanted to talk about while we had you? Because I think we might be wrapping up interview portion.
Okay.
Anything you want to plug? Questions for us? Anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, do all three of you, as Shadow Moses, all three of you work on the 3D prints?
Mostly Pete. Dan produces podcast, gives us feedback on stuff. I suck. So yeah, it's mostly Pete.
Matt's self-deprecating, but he's the host of the show. He basically keeps the flow going, and stays on task, and he's the one kind of like moderating everything and like, hey guys, let's get this back here, keep everything on track. So
Oh, I do that. Okay.
He doesn't realize that he does that, but he does. He was really good at it.
Are you guys going to any other cons, like you're vending or anything?
We have done Awesome Con, and when we got the receipt to sign up for the following year or next year, basically, we were like, this is crazy. We're not going to do this.
It's just they increased the price. How much?
Another 200. So I believe it was 100 from one year to the next, and then it was 200 from one year to the next. And we were looking around at different cons and noticed that they are substantially cheaper. So we are probably going to check out those to see if maybe we can just tackle a different market moving forward.
Okay.
Yeah, we were thinking about looking at maybe MagFest, but the sign up for that is really odd.
The times I've been to MagFest, they don't have many vendors.
I've only been once. Wasn't really my thing, but they have like a small hall for vendors. And if we were to do something like MagFest, we'd really lean into the whole idea behind that con and really just kind of focus on making not really props for like toy photography, but just more so just kind of lead in and try to sell stuff based on nerd culture or nostalgia. Because there are some other things that we're working on that have more of an appeal. That's a more broad appeal rather than something specifically for like toy photography or a diorama. Like even some of the vending machines in arcades that we sell, people buy them because they just like Pepsi or they like whatever that the Surge drink. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I remember Surge. This is the original Four Loko." Um, but just kind of stuff like that. And then we have a few things that would probably work better at a Magfest type con.
Well, I know they do the Colossus Scream there, so I was thinking the X-Men would probably be very good to sell there. And then a lot of like anime, and I know they have like a lot of separate arcades around, so that'll probably be what I bring versus like toy props. But I still want to be able to like show pictures of like this is the other stuff that we do just in case. I don't know.
If you're looking for indie stuff, have you tried Katsucon?
I've never even heard of Katsucon.
I'm not a big anime person. I went up until 2020 and haven't been, but that is a huge anime one. Like there are cosplay models I followed back in the day when I used to cosplay and all over the US, and they will come to that. It's in National Harbor, Maryland.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Anime.
Is that Gaylord where they do the
Yeah, it's
Magfest
gonna be the
also?
same
Yeah.
place. Yeah.
But
That's a really good convention hall, actually.
but no, if you're looking for Japanese culture things, that's the one to go to. And you'll see people in the craziest cosplays too. I remember seeing the Evolutions all as Spartans. So just the most random things. So
That is very random.
Are you into anime? Which one's your favorite?
I'm not anymore. I do play stuff like Pokemon Go. I was a huge Pokemon fan as a kid. I liked Inuyasha back in the day, so I can identify some of those characters.
The old Toonami at night.
Yeah. How about you guys? Do you watch any anime?
I got out of it after a long time. So I started on Ronin Warriors and Sailor Moon back in the day. And then I kind of got back to it after my friends were talking about how good stuff is. And I've
One
liked
friend in particular.
one friend in particular. So I don't like the
Nonstop.
silly anime stuff. I prefer like more of a serious tone to my stuff. So I've been watching Onimusha. I watched Blue-Eyed Samurai, which had a little bit of historical context to it. Um, just more stuff with like I'm a big fan of revenge movies too. So if the anime revolves on revenge, that's probably a big sale for me. Or the lone wolf and cub vibe. So like Afro Samurai was really cool to me. Um, I'm not a big fan, and if he's listening, he's gonna get mad at me. I'm not a big fan of One Piece. I feel like it's too long. It's too
Yeah, he's
silly.
definitely gonna get mad.
Dragon Ball
1,000
Z.
episodes.
I thought it was I don't know, it was just every episode he's like screaming and it's like, all right, we're gonna get in this fight. And that was the
He's
show.
gonna reach level 9,000, Pete.
It's over 9,000 already.
Oh, well, Star Wars Visions. I've only seen season 1, but that was good. I would recommend that. It's a Star
Okay.
Wars anime.
I think I saw the Ronin episode specifically, and that was awesome. Yeah.
The closest thing to anime I watch is when it's animated. 'Cause I'm not a fan of anime at all. But I just actually watched the first episode of Marvel Zombies before this.
What was the horror one that they just did that was a black and white show? I love that one too. With the swirls in it. Did you guys watch that one?
What?
It was like a horror anime. And like if you saw this swirl, that was basically your time's up.
Was that Uzumaki?
It was Uzumaki.
I
Oh,
only saw the live action. I didn't bother with.
there's a live action.
I saw a live action one. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I do enjoy J horror once in a while. So
It was, yeah, it was Uzumaki. Such a great art style, and then they would do very bizarre things, but the way they were able to show depth within some of those situations and how grotesque it got at certain points was very unsettling to me. And I'm not a very emotional person, so like if I could watch something and I feel uncomfortable, that excites me because I'm like, oh crap.
got to me. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember, Dan, like I said, anger and anxiety. It's what he
That's it.
feels. Ugh.
But I
was
didn't know
gonna
there was a
sh-
live action, so I'm gonna have to check that out definitely.
I was gonna share the clip, but I don't know if everybody here wants to see this
What clip?
of what he's talking about.
Just be warned, it might be really violent.
I don't know. Well, at least somebody will pay attention to the stream. What just happened? Yeah, those things.
Oh, I keep on forgetting there's a delay. So I'm watching it on YouTube, even though it's like live here. Oh, is this where they find the dad? Oh, no, please.
All right. Do you want me to turn it off?
No. You can leave it on.
I don't think you're going to
wanna
see anything because this was just but get that off the stream. All right. I think it's a preview, so I think you're gonna get.
He was a Ken doll, so it's all right.
Yeah. All right.
I don't remember much about the movie. There might have been a scene with a washing machine and someone spiraling there, but I don't remember the rest.
In Dead Space 2, there's a washing machine with something in it. I don't watch horror movies really, but I like certain like scary video games. It's really weird. But probably because I feel like I have control there and I can fight back or something. I don't know. Or I can run away if I want to.
That makes sense.
Like
Imagine if you jump in the game and you're just running away all the time. Ah!
No, I don't do that. But I've definitely I'll nope sometimes.
Nope.
I've been playing Dying Light the Beast, and at night they're volatiles, and you basically can't kill them until late in the game because they're just these crazy parkour vampire monster zombie things. And
you say like the vampires do parkour?
They can jump and climb. Like,
oh, you were serious? Okay.
Dying Light is a zombie game, but it's based on like parkour movement and melee combat.
Okay.
And volatiles can just jump and climb like exceptionally well, and they're out at night. And I'll have a mission, and I'm just like supposed to go out, and I'm like, I'm gonna go wait till dawn because it's just I'm not dealing with this. I'll die, and then I'll lose all my XP.
That's how you survive. Yeah.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Yeah.
Like the first game was cool. It had a mini map and it showed like their cone of vision, so you kind of avoid them. But after that, they were like, "Why did we give them a mini map?" And now you're just like, "Oh, I'm constantly clicking the button to try and get a sense of my surroundings as it's pitch black out night." It's a lot of fun, but it's definitely freaky. Just powerless against them. Any good movies that you've seen this year? There's one more coming out. What is it? Constant Battles All the Timer. It's a new movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, and it's I think it's Paul Thomas Anderson. And I forgot it was coming out.
Oh, I just saw
Apparently it's really good. I need to see that one. But otherwise, I feel like I hit the list.
One battle after another.
One battle after another. So kind of what I said, but also not at all.
Not at all.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah, apparently that's really good. But like, I think 28 years later, is my movie of the year next to Weapons.
That looked really good. I haven't seen the second one, and I like watching things in order, so I'll have to.
The second one is useful to be aware of, but this is definitely more of a sequel to the first one.
Okay.
It gives you a little synopsis at the start.
Huh?
The second one wasn't Danny Boyle. It was another director. And that one was much more of an action movie than really continuing the plot forward of 28 Days Later. It's not a bad movie. If you like action zombie movies, then yeah, watch it because it's fun for that reason. But otherwise, 28 Years Later doesn't really follow that one much as a sequel.
Okay. I watched the original years ago and it didn't really leave a mark on me. So I know it's real popular though, but the trailer looks so good for that third one. And then now there's a spinoff, I think, of the.
Yes, I cannot wait. Oh my God. It's gonna be so good. I'm so excited.
The end of 28 Years Later, you're just kind of going along, and all of a sudden right before the end there's like a bap.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing I noticed. I have to message you afterwards, Dan.
Okay.
I noticed. I remembered the other thing that, well, having subtitles on because it's on Netflix along with the first one. Don't know if the second one is, but having subtitles on, I realized something
Oh
upon
gosh.
watching it a
Okay.
second time. It's not a huge thing, but it's kind of funny.
Okay.
I started watching it last night, and I got to the part where he's teaching his son how to shoot his bow and arrow, and then he took out that small family. Pretty much the beginning. It's like the first 15, 20 minutes.
Family, the
Yeah.
Slow-Los,
Sure.
yeah, the
Oh.
But I had to
crawling,
turn it off time for bed.
the crawling ones,
Yeah.
The
yeah,
fat ones.
I mean,
Guys,
yeah.
you
There
can
was
say it.
one-
The fat guys here to Redmond.
What did you say?
Sorry, I'm pulling up Google real quick. Okay. There was an interesting documentary I saw. It was George A. Romero's Resident Evil about
I
the Resident
heard a
Evil.
little about that.
Yeah, it's about the movie that George Romero almost made, and he was the director of Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah,
A friend of mine is one of the people interviewed it, but that was an interesting look into both Resident Evil and what could have been for this film.
I didn't know that was a thing.
huh.
Yeah, it came out
that's
in
awesome.
January, I think.
Holy
Should be
moly.
available on Apple. Yeah.
I remember hearing about that, and because I think that I heard about it a little bit before it came out. I was like, wait, George Romero's doing a Resident Evil movie? But yeah, no, I'll have to look into that some maybe. I don't know. I like the original Dawn of the Dead, the one where like at the farm. I thought that one was so
Night of the
well
Living
done.
Dead?
Yeah, Night of the Living
Okay.
Dead.
I
Yeah,
haven't seen the original Dawn of the Dead, but I've seen, the original Night of the Living Dead is good.
Yeah.
And Land of the Dead, because it was a different take on it. I saw
Land
that.
that's the one with Dennis Hopper, right?
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, here's what happens after the apocalypse. Okay.
Well, that one was also interesting because then you started to see an evolution in the zombies where like they set off the fireworks at night and then that zombie, it's the janitor zombie, the African American guy.
That was a cop. No? But I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
He
Yeah,
was when I went
It's
to that con, Steel Con up in Pennsylvania, he actually had a booth and was like kind of in the zombie and like people were taking pictures with him and everything. Like he was charging like $50 or something like that. But like he was the zombie that started to like have more sentience about like because zombies wouldn't go in the water. And then he was like, wait, we could go through the water. And then he just led them down through the water to breach the moat. Yeah. Yeah, that movie they started to have an evolution of the zombies, which I feel like was a big thing for Romero's movies was just kind of looking at this offshoot of humanity kind of evolve.
I really like Day of the Dead. I thought all his original, the original, I don't know, 3 or 4 really, I really enjoyed all of those.
I need to watch the rest of them. I wasn't one found footage though. I'm afraid to watch that because I don't want to see shaky cam and get sick.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's why Dan hates Cloverfield.
No, that's not why I hate Cloverfield. I hate Cloverfield because I thought it was.
Oh,
I
well,
like
that's why
Blair.
Dan. Never mind. It's not why Dan hates Transformers because they're also.
No, that's why I hate Transformers because of this.
Oh,
Bad.
they're not very good though.
They're also not very good. No.
your, your stream now looks like found footage. Like, let's do it the artist angle.
I can fix that. Oh, there we go.
There you go, buddy. Proud of you.
Yeah.
Another question: What are some things you guys collect?
So I've mentioned a few times. I know Pete and I collect Mezco figures. They actually, I don't know if Pete went for it, but they actually just put out one for Doctor Nocturnal, an Arctic version. It's a 2-pack with him and the Screaming Yeti. So I pre-ordered that because I need more things. I collect way too many things though. Like Sideshow Collectibles is a website that I'll buy stuff from, and they just put out a 1/6 scale clicker from The Last of Us. It's a statue, but I'm just like, yeah, I kind of need that. So of course I pre-ordered that, although it's cheaper than other statues at that scale, so I'm okay with that. Because yeah, like I buy a lot of stuff from games I like, and then movies I like, and then I buy a lot of Legos, and then G.I. Joes, and mafex, and Mezco, and everything.
So everything. Well,
Yeah,
everything.
it's bad. It's bad.
There was
It's
something
bad.
I was
Ryan.
gonna say I'm kind of in the same boat. So I get a lot of like my big thing is Ninja Turtles. I love Ninja Turtles. So I got like most of the iterations that are mainstream. So any like offshoots I really don't collect. But yeah, so for the most part I got every iteration of those turtles from each either time frame or mainline iteration of those turtles. And then a lot of X-Men stuff, a lot of Avengers stuff. And that could be either the Hasbro lines or the Mafex lines. And then if I'm doing horror, I'll go either Mezco or NECA for those fixes, depending on what it is. Like
Still Mezco.
Mezco announced a Terrifier, but it had a bloody outfit, and I didn't want blood, so I ended up getting the NECA version, which was a cleaner suit. But you lose out on a little articulation there. But overall, I think the paint apps are really good for it. In my collection, I am missing a mainline Jason and Freddy because I'm not a big fan of the one that Mezco released. And I jumped in the game a little too late and they had already released Freddy Krueger when I got in. So now I have to kind of backtrack and look for that stuff.
There's been some
I
crappy
also
Freddy
have two
Krueger
toys.
figures.
I also have too many toys, so I'm trying to figure out what to do with them. So I'm trying to build up displays to actually show off the ones that really mean a lot to me. And then hopefully when I get to that point of being finished, I'll offload whatever I don't feel joy with anymore, as you mentioned earlier.
That's funny.
It's hard to
Finished.
enjoy.
Finished, right? Finished.
Finished.
Are
Yeah,
we
but-
ever finished?
I'm not familiar with Mezco. I had to Google it here, but I know NECA has some really articulate stuff. So I got
NECA does a lot.
Gremlins.
NECA does a lot. Yeah, NECA does a lot with stuff like Gremlins, Back to the Future, Halloween. They do a lot of. They do so much actually, because they do stuff for like Sesame Street too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they do. And they picked up the turtle license and they've been doing that. So
Dan, can you pull up the link I sent on the Instagram chat?
Were they the ones that did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as like the Mummy and like it was like a horror line?
Yes. Yep.
yeah, yep.
They do the Halloween crossovers, and they always find a reason to put out new Ninja Turtles. It seems.
But a nod to your shirt, I also picked up a gizmo and several of the Gremlins from the first movie because I liked that one. I don't like it more than the second one. I like them equally for their own reasons. I think the second one was a little silly, but that's why I love that movie. So
Have you seen the TV show?
I started the TV show. I didn't finish it because it didn't wrap me in as far as the other ones go. And I have like because I have two little ones at home, it's like it has to grasp me now or I'm never watching this again.
That totally makes sense. Yeah, the show was aimed more for kids, so I didn't really hook me the same way. But I was like, well, it's Gremlins. I may as well just finish watching it.
Yeah, but I usually go on recommendations. So like if you saw it and you're like, no, you kind of have to watch it, I will go back and watch it.
I'm not. I won't quite say that for that one. But
Gotcha. Thank you so much.
Apparently, there is a third one coming.
third season.
A third movie. A third
movie.
movie.
A third
Gremlins
movie.
Yeah,
That
with the original director, and apparently that's a thing that's being worked on as we speak.
I
So
won't lie.
That
Continue.
Did
Sorry.
you see the It was like not Diet Mountain Dew Zero commercial, Gremlins commercial. Have you guys seen?
no.
I don't have
Now you
cable.
played Billy and like Gizmo, who's like graying, and it's a commercial, and Gizmo spills Mountain Dew on himself, and
Oh my God, that's
Oh.
definitely to kind of read audiences into a third movie.
and then they released a figure, I think, of one of the Mogwai in the commercial. NECA released one.
Okay, this is from 2021.
And there's Easter eggs.
Zero sugar?
Try.
It is tasty. And just as good as the original, but without any sugar. Be careful.
Gizmo careful.
How does Gizmo drink?
Hey, Dad, Mama.
It's not because it's tasty, it's because you spilt it all over yourself while you drank. You
Oh,
irresponsible
that's
little monster.
awesome. I like her walking in the room.
So NECA released the Mogwai that the daughter had on her shoulder. You can buy those.
That's funny. That's actually a really good commercial. I won't lie. Well, it's
That's
so
a-
spicy. It's so tasty.
I like. Is that still Howie Mandel doing the voice of Gizmo? I hope so.
That I don't know.
Yeah, it sounded pretty accurate.
I feel like they wouldn't pay that much to get him to do it. This was probably already cost. This probably already cost enough to. But
That's
I don't
pretty
know.
cool.
It's fun to look because there's all sorts of Easter eggs, like the picture of Mrs. Deagle is hung up in the background, and there's like a
Oh, really?
look in the living room. Yeah.
That actress just passed away. Actually, she was the one that. Crying out loud! Hold on. I'm gonna feel really bad when I get her name and I can't spell. What is the actress's name?
Should be right there.
Holly Holiday.
Holiday. I almost said Buffy.
Did she not pass? I swear to God, we were just talking about this, not on the show.
She's immortal.
It says. Oh, that's
September 9th, 2025.
she
She
died
did pass
on.
away.
Yeah, that's. I was gonna say, update your shit, man.
That's the first language.
recent. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, very
Sh-
recent.
But that's the conversation Kelly and I were having. My wife, she's like, "Oh, she's Flo from Alice." I was like, "That's the same person." I had no idea that was the same. The person that goes shooting out of the window on the chairlift. Holy crap! I had no idea it was the same actress. And then Matt, before we forget, you told me to bring this up.
Well, Mezco also kind of like NECA. Mezco does a lot of different things, and I remember you mentioned Wednesday. So like they also have this line of like horror characters of called Living Dead dolls. They have one of what's her face of Reagan from The Exorcist, and they have Terrifier and all these other ones. They're just like the dolls, but some of them are gross actually.
Always blows
I like-
my mind when they make stuff you think would be for kids, and then it's like the Funko Reagan's got like vomit on. I'm like, oh my gosh, why? Ew.
Yeah, well, their Terrifier one, it's Art the clown, and I think he has blood on him, but then he also has the person in the box, or like the person's innards in the box. Like it's gross. Ugh.
It's awesome.
Um.
I just think that stuff doesn't faze me anymore.
Oh, it's no.
It's like the first time I saw The Exorcist, when they keep showing the flash images of Pazuzu before you really get a good look at it. Like in the dark, the face will appear. I was like, oh, it looks like Peter Gabriel from Genesis. That doesn't bother me. I don't care. That's what it looked like.
There's that reference.
There's one more coming. Don't worry.
Yeah, I know.
No, you don't know.
Boy.
It's
No, I know that there's one coming.
There was one I got a Wednesday Funko Pop, and there was something I look it up. Hasbro.
I was just talking to.
What was
Say
it
again?
Hasbro U2s? No, maybe it was something else. It was something like there's this line of like cartoony looking horror characters, and I have a Wednesday one. No, not U2s. It was I don't remember.
Cartoony.
Yeah, I wanna-
Was that the Living Dead dolls? No.
No.
No, we just had that up.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. I know. What is that? Oh, there's a variation of the Mezco one.
Oh, it was Howie Mandel as Gizmo. They brought Howie Mandel back for that stinking that little commercial. Yeah, they brought him back.
Was it the Little People collector pack of Wednesday?
Wednesday. Oh, what? I guess was it Mezco?
There's also a Cos Baby.
No. I'll have to message you guys when I find it. Or
What? Do you remember what it was?
Toonie Terrors. That's the one.
Toonie Terrors.
I got it at they had like Elvira ones, and I'm not sure if they had Terrifier, but it was at Target. So
Oh, NECA Toonie Terrors.
It might have been NECA.
Oh,
Oh, okay,
NECA-
yeah.
yeah. I did not know. that.
Jaws.
Have you seen those cosplaying ducks? Like these little rubber duckies, and they have like a Jaws one.
Dan, get it.
Those were adorable. Yeah.
Get what?
The Slimer duck I got you.
Oh, it's all the way downstairs. I'm not going down there.
Oh,
Get
it's
it?
all the way down there. Okay. I
put
actually
it with
got
my main collection. Sorry.
I actually got Dan one of those because it was on sale at Big Bad Toy Store for like half off. And then I ordered the one for Doom, the Dark Ages, so I'm getting a Doom Slayer duck. And we've actually talked about this line before
Because of
with what we do in the shadows.
Yes, I didn't remember
Oh
the
my
line
gosh.
until
I didn't know they had what we do in the shadows. That's all.
they have a whole set right here. Hold
I need
on,
to finish
load.
watching that show.
I think I saw what was it, Baby Colin Robinson. Oh my gosh,
Yep,
it's
right
horrifying.
there. It's the greatest show. Can't not laugh thinking of that show. That's one of my favorite things that's ever been made. Is that show and the original movie, which I'm very proud I made Matt watch because for the original movie, the first 20 minutes he's just not buying it, and then it gets to the scene where they get the human in the house, and Jermaine Clement's main character, I forgot the name, is chasing him, and he comes into the room and he's half morphed into a cat with a human face, and because he can't morph into a full animal anymore, and that's when Matt went on board. He's like, all right, that made me laugh, we're on. I told you you'd get it. And I love that those characters came back on the show, that it was a continuation and not a whole different thing. These look really cool though, now that I'm looking more at it.
Yeah, I think that Wednesday was the only one I have, but they do a bunch of horror ones, and you can get them at Target if you're, again,
If
avoiding
you're lucky.
buying online.
They
But
got a black phone one?
Well, Target's so bad at
God.
keeping stuff in stock. That's my beef with Target.
Oh, Happy Death Day. I love that.
wait, they have Happy Death Day?
Yeah, the baby face upstairs
Oh my
at
gosh.
the top.
I
Yeah.
think they're making a third movie finally.
I think I heard
The
something.
second
to
movie
that
was
the
a
other
brilliant
day.
sequel, by the way.
It was more sci-fi, I felt like.
Yeah. Yeah.
That Art the Clown doesn't look so bad. The Toony one. They're also making a Black Phone sequel, which I don't know how you're doing that, but
The
it's hard.
trailer for that was nuts. When I saw
There's
28
a trailer
years later,
already?
when I saw 28 years later, part of the reason I don't like watching horror movies in theaters is because all these other horror movies I don't want to watch or know about have trailers. And there's a Black Phone 2 trailer, and there's like a phone booth, and there's a kid inside, and there's just blood everywhere. And I'm like, this is graphic. I think it might have been a Red Band trailer, to be fair, but I was like, what? And then, I watched a bunch of naked zombies chase people.
I was gonna
So-
say, then you watch
Like borderline action then though.
another, yeah.
Yeah, Ethan Hawke as the bad guy was pretty freaking entertaining. I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't know what to expect from that movie, and I really, really enjoyed it. That original Black Phone it blew my mind. I was like, all right, that was really good. And it was part of it was Ethan Hawke out of nowhere.
It always blows my mind that Ethan Hawke's favorite actor is Nicolas Cage.
Oh, okay.
Like, I feel like Ethan Hawke is a much better actor than Nicolas Cage.
Well, most things are a better actor than Nicolas Cage, and I like Nicolas Cage.
Oh my
Where is
gosh.
that?
Have you seen his gravesite where he plans to be buried in New Orleans?
No.
Insane.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
He has this huge pyramid, and I guess people are ticked because it's a historic cemetery, and he built this huge. Oh, there's the ghost again.
You have a ghost. I'm sorry to say.
But no, he has this huge like pyramid in this historic cemetery that he's
Oh,
gonna be
come
buried in.
on,
Or
Nick.
It doesn't even have his name on it, but it's his.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, I'd be angry. Hold on, guys. I'll put it up to share. Well, he is a Coppola, so there you go.
What the hell?
that's his-
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is the same cemetery from Red Dead Redemption 2.
I mean, to be
I
fair,
don't-
To be fair, that comes with the unbearable weight of massive talent. So
Wait, Miss Will Games in the chat says an actual ghost would have played a better Ghost Rider. That's not nice, but also true.
He's probably going to be in the next Doomsday movie. Watch.
Probably.
Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if it'll be Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider.
That's what we're saying. I hope it's the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Ghost Rider because I really, really liked that.
Oh,
Spoiler
yeah. Gabriel
alert.
Luna. Yeah.
Yeah, I only watched
Yeah.
that first episode of that season, but that was a good episode.
So good.
With Robbie Reyes. Yeah.
Oh, and apparently, like the connection we made, the link you shared, Pete, whatever your name is, I forgot,
Pedro.
about the connection to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Vision Quest is not the thing now. I can't keep up with this stuff.
And
And
Vision
it
Quest or WandaVision?
No, Vision Quest.
Okay.
The
No,
sequel-
I
the
I
sequel
didn't look
series.
into it. That's why I.
No, I'm excited. They were just finished filming it, and they're going with because it is not known if Sky or Chloe Bennett's character comes back. That was the original rumor from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. comes on
They're
Division
just
Quest.
doing that to get you off the trail, man. I just saw.
I hope
Karate
that's what
Legends.
it is.
They said during Karate Kid Legends that William Zabka wasn't going to be in the movie, and guess who is in the movie?
And that's on Netflix soon too.
No, it's already on Netflix. That's where I watched it. It was amazing. I loved it.
What if John Barenthal did Ghost Rider instead of Punisher?
Why would they recast him within the same
No, I
universe?
think she's saying before.
What
it
if I
was-
didn't realize that was a hypothetical, Dan?
Wouldn't be the first time. Gee, I don't know. You know what's funny is
Oh, that was
I've only
good.
seen clips of that Punisher.
He's really
but
good Punisher.
He's my favorite Punisher.
Yeah, he's really good at it.
Of the three or four, three. He's my favorite Punisher. He is Punisher.
Have
That's
you watched Daredevil?
I
Not
was
you,
gonna say,
Dan.
who's the Star Wars actor that passed away? He was in Ahsoka. Ray Stevens?
I forget the name, but it was the guy with the silver
Yeah,
hair.
Ray Stevens.
Ray Stevens. He was a good Punisher too, man.
I didn't watch that one. I was just bummed it wasn't Tom Jane because I thought Tom Jane was pretty good at it.
That was a dark
Listen.
movie and had Jigsaw as the main villain.
I will hold the Thomas Jane one a close place to my heart because he actually stabs Kevin Nash with a knife.
To contradict myself from last week, that Punisher movie was very campy and I really enjoyed it.
Wow,
Was it the
you
Ben
like something
one?
campy?
I haven't seen Punisher or Daredevil. I know I saw Electro and obviously Daredevil 3. And I'm not Daredevil, Deadpool 3 with Electra. But I haven't seen
Oh
it.
yeah. It's so weird. I don't know why they did that, but they also brought Liv Tyler back in Captain America Brave New World, so they're bringing back characters that nobody cares about.
Just it's not. I wouldn't say nobody cares about it. It's just in a capacity that doesn't do anything for the story.
I care about Liv Tyler. She used to be my cousin.
Characters from movies of theirs that weren't very successful. I'll phrase it that way.
She used to.
Even
be
though
my
I already
cousin.
said it and it's on air, I'll word it more carefully like that.
Liv
I
Tyler
heard
used to be my cousin.
But then they got divorced, so now she's not. That's a true story.
You trying to say something?
No,
You trying to
I'm the
Edgar
only-
Allan Poe up in
yes, I'm the only male in my family that doesn't get a divorce.
here? You're still alive, bud.
I beat the record already, man. It's pretty sad. Other than my grandfather. God, I hope they're not watching. And if they are, do better. Damn it.
Sunday night.
Just don't use Nick Cage for Ghost Rider anymore. It's probably going to happen. I liked Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., by the way. I'm the only one. I was
No, I
the
think
one.
kind of liked it.
I never saw it. That was the show that came out, right?
Yeah.
First
Yeah,
of
well,
the-
it was the first one, really, so there wasn't anything to compare it to. And unfortunately, for most people, apparently, the first season almost, what I compared it to at the beginning was kind of like it was a caper thing where every week something different. They'd go after somebody different.
Yeah, no, it's a
And
monster of the week. It's like
Yeah, and
supernatural.
They drug you in a little bit, but then right before the end of that season, it comes back. The Marvel universe comes back into it, and you're like, oh, okay, and then it never really leaves.
That was a Joss Whedon production, right?
That cut out. I'm sorry.
Oh, that was a Joss Whedon production, right?
It started as one. Yeah.
See, it sounds like Buffy, where it was like a monster a week, but it would all somehow tie up, or they'd have something tie up at the end.
That's a formula for so many shows. That's so very common, because that's how you, especially for like any show like that, Supergirl, The Flash, like that's how you introduce your heroes, by showing them take down other things to show that they're capable, and then just kind of grow from there into larger overarching plots.
It was just that about S.H.I.E.L.D. It was that Coulson was so popular by the time Avengers comes out.
Right.
That people weren't aware that Joss Whedon just kills people. It's in his movie, which I also, when that was announced, that's why I was introduced to Buffy by my wife, and Firefly, and the movie, which I'm blanking on. Oh my God. Serenity. Where Alan Tudyk's character just gets it. And when that happens, I look over at her, she goes, yeah, just get ready. And I'm like, oh no. And then it's Coulson. And then it's like, you're probably not going to see anything about that again, because I don't think they're ever going to tie it into the MCU unless the thing we were just talking about, Pete, comes to fruition. And Chloe Bennett was fantastic in that series. And I really hope they find a way to... It was going to be the Eternals, I thought. But because that kind of... They didn't bother. So I need her in this again. I need her back.
One of the things that's kind of funny, before we redirect back back on track, one of the things that's in Marvel Zombies that I thought was funny was seeing Icarus fighting Captain Marvel. Because Captain Marvel is a zombie and Icarus is just a dick. And it's just a fight that'll never end, because they're both essentially immortal, and they both are like the most powerful thing in the MCU next to maybe Sentry.
Oh, never mind.
Wait, what?
Oh,
nothing.
No, it's something from later in the show. Did they bring in Dr. Voodoo or whatever? Well, the stupid thing shows you a screenshot from a clip from the upcoming episode. But like, that's another character that hasn't had any screen time. I mean, I'm already like, Blade Knight? What? Yeah, that was a great reveal. So basically in Marvel Zombies, Dan, Blade, and I think voiced by Mahershala Ali, is the avatar of Khonshu. So he's Blade and he's also Moon Knight, and it's awesome.
Is this a brand new show, or is it in season 2? I feel like
it's brand new. They did a Marvel Zombies What If episode in that series.
Okay.
And this is a 4-part standalone, rated mature because it's violent.
It's a continuation
have all
of
levels.
Yeah, Marvel Zombies. Yeah. I only watched the first episode, but I'm already like, oh, this is pretty awesome. Yeah.
Okay, so psychological horror and zombies you're okay with.
I'm cool with zombies. There are other horrors that, I guess mostly psychological, but like I like The Mist.
I'm still trying to figure it out myself. I'm trying to figure out the rules too. I don't know.
My favorite movie is There Will Be Blood. And then I also like No Country for Old Men. Children of Men is awesome. Dan. Dan doesn't like it because he was not having a great day or week at the time, and it's not a lighthearted movie. So yeah. Pete, did you have anything coming up that you wanted to go over?
No, just a bunch of failures, essentially. I think in the chat I was telling you guys that one of the 3D printers failed. Throughout the troubleshooting video that I sent, they noticed that like a blue light that was constantly on and it shouldn't have been. So the lady asked me to swap out a sensor. That ended up fixing the issue. So now I'm recalibrating to make sure that the prints stick to the bed now. And that takes a little bit. It's not, like a taxing thing, but it's still
annoying.
little test here, run it, little
Yeah.
test here,
No,
run
that's
it.
why I have 9 3D printers that I don't use, is because they're annoying.
I finally got the resin printer up and running. I printed a brick wall. It peeled off the plate. So I printed it bottom side down, so all the holes are basically trapped in. And when I went to go get the print off, it's bowing, and then the small fascia of the brick between the holes is peeling off.
I'm kind of.
Um,
Why did you print that flat?
why didn't I print? Well, that's the whole point of that big ass printer, so I could print it flat, so I don't have to worry about.
Yeah, but we talked about this before, but even like flat prints, you should still not put them to the bed. You should still have supports for like, aren't you supposed to like put supports on anything you print on a resin printer? Like you're supposed to align it so it's not flat to the bed.
Oh, I don't know. I'm a noob. I don't know anything. But
I mean,
this
you
this
don't
bed,
do a lot of resin printing, to be fair.
I don't. It's a perforated bed, so if I'm going to print, I want the back of the print to have the
Right.
defect.
Yeah.
And I was thinking that there's so many holes in it, it would just drain out by itself. That was not the case. So what I did is I went back to the model and kind of hollowed it a little bit more. So the pegs on the side and at the end, I have them running all the way through. So now it's like a tunnel system. It shouldn't affect how things connect or anything like that. And reduce some of the weight. And then I bought some masking tape that is 6-inch thick. So I will cover the plate with one strip and then print directly on that tape. And hopefully that will help with adhesion, removal, and making sure that the print is flat. The other thing I want to do is flip the print around and then print the bricks on the bed. So that way the resin can run out through the holes that we're printing. And hopefully the bricks will better adhere to the existing part.
Adhere.
Adhere.
And it's 6 inches wide, not 6 inches thick. The tape.
Yeah, whatever. You got what I'm saying. Shut up.
No,
Wide, thick. What's the
just thinking like
difference?
I'm whining
It's the
this
same.
giant.
I'm also trying to start to see if I can do stickers for promotional purposes for a company. And during the print of that, I only had a little bit of gloss left and that roll ran out, which was what our whole deal was about in the first place. And so we worked out something where I was going to do half gloss, half matte. And then at the end
Half
of the
what?
roll, because I have a gloss roll and a half matte roll. Oh, your name.
Yeah, sorry.
So what I was going to do was anyway, but I'm new to vinyl as well. So as it finished the roll, the cut or the way the rollers work, we're not keeping it in line, which is to me a design flaw. Like you should
That's for
fix
the
that.
BTN?
Yes, it is. And this is the end of the roll. So it pulled out that little piece, and when it went back to start cutting, it was just I panicked. I just pulled the plug because it was starting to like lopside a little bit, and I'm always worried like the paper is gonna jam into the
Yeah.
ink and then just screw up everything. So I started a matte roll. We talked about it, and I had all of the three of these happen at the same time. So I have a printer that I'm trying to test, a print that failed, and then another vinyl print that failed. And I'm like, I'm losing my mind today. So I took a break, walked away, came back, revisited the situation. Everything's working great. Solutions are right there, just to refocus. But
Nice.
that's all I have. So I am going to print basically prototypes of our diorama project that we've been working on for a while. I've hollowed out the print a little bit more to make the existing peg system go all the way through, which shouldn't hurt or make or break anything in particular, but should reduce weight and then orient the print. So hopefully that stuff will work out, and I'll try that tonight. As far as anything new goes, I'm still working on a spinning comic book rack. I know last time we talked about the comic book boxes that we just finished. And then I want to work on a WWE or a standard wrestling entrance. That's roughly 4-inch wide on the opening, but overall about a foot because the walls will bow out a little bit. And I'm trying to think of a way to implement a curtain that could be wired to that you could pose as part of your figure running through this stage entrance. And I'm trying to think, how do I make this versatile? So it's not just a wrestling entrance. It could be an entrance for like a magic show or a concert that
that's
you
what I
might
was
have in your
thinking.
head or something like that. So that's I'm in the early stages of designing that. I do have the measurements already mapped out on the program, but I haven't designed anything yet. And
I'm
that
more so
is-
meant I'm more so meant to ask if there were any upcoming pre-orders or releases that you were excited about, but that was also good information to have.
Oh, well, I found he's not shipping to America until they figure out the tariff situation,
Who?
which, yeah, Ami.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, that makes sense because I did pre-order Metal Gear Solid Delta and that came out already and I haven't heard anything, so
I was
which
just
is
about to
fine because I don't have a lot of money to throw at stuff like that. So
I pre-ordered the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man and that came out and I don't have it. So I'm trying to find other companies that are going to do it. I did talk to Ami. They are holding the order.
yeah. Well,
until-
I mentioned that earlier. Like they're thankfully working
Did-
with us in the whole thing. Because like I pre-ordered Peacemaker and Bloodsport through Ami.
but I might
Just
cancel all my
be
stuff.
warned, there's a lot of weird stuff on this website. So
I already
as Dan
zoomed-
scrolls,
I zoomed past it. I'm not scrolling past that.
okay, anyone who
I'm way
goes to
ahead
this
of you, brother.
website, yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff on here.
I got you
Um,
covered.
Like to the point where if I'm on the website at work, I'm just like,
Should do something else. Like
Yeah, it's
right
borderline-
below, literally right below this line,
Yeah.
I'm not going to scroll past. So
it's
But that's
it's borderline
just their-
NSFW stuff, which is just so weird. But anyway,
Some all the
Um,
cleavage? Because not that bad, I guess. I don't know.
Cleve City,
Cleve City. Yeah.
aka Cleveland.
I
No, it's
wouldn't
not-
bring it up with another lady in the room unless I asked, "Hey, is it okay?" You know, that kind of thing.
That's okay.
You wanna
Um,
see a
Okay, in
dead
that
body?
case, look.
It's not important anyway. So
No, it's
so I
not.
found
I
found another company to do shipping between Big Bad Toy Store and Hobby Link Japan. So that's what I'm doing.
What were you
go
gonna
ahead.
say?
I'm sorry.
Oh, me? I was gonna say
Yeah.
I've never heard of this brand before.
This is just a website. They carry a lot of import stuff. Like they have Figma, they carry mafex. Good Smile Company is also like a subdivision or branch of Figma, and they have a lot of stuff that I would think is kind of weird. But then they also have a lot of stuff that's not that weird. Like back here, like Isaac Clarke and then Kratos back there are Good Smile Company figures. So there's a lot of stuff that's interesting on the site. Part of the problem is the tariff situation makes it harder to get it without paying exorbitant fees. But like they are working with customers, which is awesome.
But
Uh,
so the question, I guess my question is how long are they going to keep that crap on hold before they give
I don't
up?
know.
This could be a long time.
It could
Yeah.
be. And there's about 5 or 6 Mafexes that are releasing by the end of the year.
Part of
that-
my concern is when they start shipping back to the US, they're gonna be like, hey, you owe us $2,000 for all this stuff. I'm gonna be like, bad
canceled.
news, guys.
In other news, Toys R Us is opening stores back up in California, Omaha, and Maryland, and Iowa.
Oh, nice. So not just in the Macy's.
No,
stores.
they're opening
Right.
up satellite stores, and one of
brick
them's
and
going to be in
mortar.
Hanover. Yeah, brick and mortar.
Great. I'll
One's
do a
gonna be
Maryland. Where in Maryland? Do you know?
Hanover.
Oh, Hanover. Okay.
Yeah, not too bad.
No, it's not that bad, I think.
Not close enough to put another application in. That's for Matt.
Yeah, Dan and I met because we worked at
At a Toys
TRU.
Toys R Us, yeah.
An hour away. Jeez, Louise.
that's far.
Luckily,
It's also-
those closed up right before I was getting into toy photography. So
Oh, that's good.
I'm like, okay, well,
That's bad.
I bought a lot of stuff there, but it was before the photos. So
Yeah.
Hanover's west of Baltimore.
Baltimore, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, Baltimore's basically on the coast, so
I mean, I'm almost like tempted to treat it like a vacation. Like, hey kids, you want to check out something amazing? Let's go
honestly,
take-
when they do open, you should take your kids there because it'll be cool for them to go in an actual toy store. Like I used to love going to Toys R Us as a kid or KB Toys. Like,
Can we share our favorite Toys R Us memory?
Yes, if you stop talking into the microphone like that, please share
Yeah,
your
dude.
favorite Toys R Us memory. It's good.
So when I was a kid, if I got good grades on my report card, my father would take us to Toys R Us, and I was allowed to pick out a video game. And back then, they had the aisles with the pictures of the games, like the front and back of the cart, or what the box would look like, and then a ticket in front of it. And you would take that ticket up to the front, and then you would give it to the guy and say, "I want this video game." And he would go into his
I
little
remember
stockpile
those.
and give it to you, and that was very cool, man. I miss those days. And you would
so
like
that's from the once or twice you earned to go to Toys R Us.
I was actually an honor student up until sophomore year, where I rebelled really hard and discovered what partying is. And
The third time I got stitches in my head because I hated needles, and they had to give me stitches. The dad was like, "If you don't make a noise, every stitch you get, I'll give you $5. You pick out whatever Transformers you want." Because to this day, I still don't like needles. I'm like, "Eh." So I had 4. I got 4 that day. That's $20. But he was generous, and I got 2 Transformers because they were still expensive. But that was the last time. It's the last memory I have from Toys R Us that wasn't stressful.
So do you like shrink every time you see Flea when you rewatch Back to the Future?
Because his name's Needles?
Yeah.
No, not that kind of needles.
oh, I was like, where is he going with this?
Come on, Pete.
I'm looking at your screen share. I'm glad to see Dinosaurs is coming back, the old Disney show. Because I think NECA released a couple figures, and then I saw a plush on there of babies.
Oh,
and
moving by.
yeah, NECA constantly releases stuff from Dinosaur. Is that coming back?
Not that I know of.
Oh, okay. It shouldn't, but NECA does a lot of stuff from old. Like they have Alf. There's a whole box set that
There's a whole
Dan
box set
went
of
crazy
Alf, yep.
over about Alf.
There's Alf back here too. Alf's hiding back there too. Right there.
Yeah,
And,
but NECA loves this kind of. It's a real weird little niche avenue that they specialize in, but they do a lot of different stuff.
Miss Will Games says in the chat, "Oh my God, Toys R Us was a rarity because they were more expensive than Walmart." Yeah, yeah, they were.
They consider themselves a specialty store, so that's what their justification was.
Yeah, their justification for jacking all the prices.
Did you have a?
I was just going to add to Pete's story is, and Matt will agree with this. They still had those tickets in the old days. I mean, in the more recent days, but it was only for like if you wanted a baby pool from the back,
or a playground set or something,
Power Wheels or playground stuff.
Yeah.
For the video games, you just go back and steal them. Apparently, like they just. The stories we could tell. Oh, the theft in that store was insane. But anyway, go ahead.
Did you have a Toy Story?
Toys R Us story.
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
Not really, except I remember loving going there. I remember buying random Pokemon things there. I still have like Pokemon marbles, and I think I had like the old comics. I think I went to some release at Toys R Us, and I still have a Pokemon paper coin or like cardboard coin from like the late 90s. But no, it was always a toss-up between KB Toys and Toys R Us.
My memory is more so. I don't really have any good memories of it. I know I wanted the Solar Snooper, but my dad was like hell-bent on me and my brother getting these specific Transformers figures. Which later, like the stickers peeled off and everything. But like, I wanted the Solar Snooper Lego set. He was like, nah. But yeah, KB Toys was awesome. That was the first time I saw like Resident Evil figures, and then Marvel versus Capcom figures where they had like Mega Man versus Leon Kennedy, and
oh my gosh, nice.
Yeah, those are cool.
I didn't know there were Leon Kennedy figures.
Yeah, so we've talked about it before. Lim Toys has an unofficial Leon figure from the Resident Evil 2 reboot, and it's actually a really good figure. And then Damn Toys did Claire and Leon and Ada from that game in a 6-inch or a 12-inch scale.
And then
Those are really
Patriot
good.
Studios does the villains. So they did the zombies, the liquors, and then the incoming Titan. Am I saying that right?
It's a Nemesis figure.
Nemesis, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I did pre-order. I thought I didn't. So paid the second payment.
I did not. I was upset by their zombies, so I was like, nah, I'm good on this company.
Because it had no like arm movement, right?
Yeah, they were just rigid. Yeah.
I do remember going nuts when Toys R Us was going out of business because everything was getting discounted. So I was like, well, I want to buy all the things now at discounted rates. I remember I kept going back there.
I was kind of there because I quit at that time.
Yeah,
I had another
Matt and
job I was ready to start, so I was like, I'm cool.
Matt and I
I don't
both
know.
bailed right before the collapse.
Hmm.
And I
I also
remember
put-
telling one of the managers there, like, you better watch out. Like, this is not, no, we haven't closed in 20 years. It's not, oh, okay. They closed.
It was also a little bit of a bummer because later on I found out that because I was like management, I would have gotten a severance if I didn't leave, but our manager didn't say anything, understandably, but also like she should have.
Our manager was kind of not a good person.
I would have taken like, I don't know, $200 severance or something. It would have been a pathetic severance anyway. Oh man.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I mean, that store was broke because of so many Mountain Dews that went missing. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh my God, that was amazing. That's a good Toys R Us story.
That is
Go
a good
through
choice, but how do
inventory.
you
Why are we $300 off in our soft drinks? There's one cooler here.
the manager was taking Mountain Dews every day.
She just drank Mountain Dews. and
There's
she
the
was-
story.
She was probably like, I'll just pay for it later.
It's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
That's the last thing I'd expect to be quote unquote stolen at Toys R Us. The drinks.
Yeah, it's all shrink. That's
The amount of stuff that went missing because I was in electronics. Before I walked in one day, they were like, "Your position's no longer exists," and I said, "Well, that my presence here is no longer required. I'll see you later," and put my 2 weeks in because I'm not a child. And we get the what do they call those reports, Matt? I don't even remember now. But you get the printout
PPO.
of things missing versus stock, and the electronics department was staggering. And I'm like, I'm right here. I was standing right here.
I forget what they called them there. Every company has a different name. It's shrink.
It's so
And then
bad.
they
Loss report.
loss
That's
report.
exact. Loss report. Thank you, Miss. But it was the amount of stuff that was in stock versus the stuff that was missing was staggering, and that's with cameras.
But
can't-
that was down in Woodbridge, so
No, that was in the Hoodbridge section of Woodbridge.
Yeah.
That's where that was. That was right under the Potomac Mill sign.
That place has changed so much.
Yeah, now it's a Big Lots, I think.
I think
Yeah.
that closed down too though.
Oh, is it?
There was some news story I read recently. I don't know if I can't remember where it was, if it was Target, but I guess they found a pack of old Pokemon cards from like the 90s hidden under or had fallen under a display. And they're like, oh my gosh,
It didn't fall.
if someone did it.
Yeah, someone that, because I used to do that. I would, if there was something I wanted to buy, but I had to wait for payday, I would just pop that pay shelf, throw it under there, put that down, and then go get it when I got paid.
Pokemon
Oh,
fan
man.
discovers 20-year-old trading card under Target shelf.
Yeah, no, that's definitely how you reserve stuff. Like other people that do that too, they don't necessarily hide it under the deck, but they'll just get something and they're like, I can't buy this right now. And then they'll go and hide it behind like 1,000 Barbies or something that's not selling because the employees are just facing the shelves. They're just pulling stuff pulling stuff forward to make it look presentable. That's an old pack though. That's funny.
I would
gross, though.
immediately clock out, go to a register and buy it, and then clock back in for it.
I would just put it in my pocket. It's not in their inventory anymore. They already purged that. If it's 20 years old, it's gone. It's not even going to register in their system if they try to scan it.
That just makes me feel old looking at how decayed it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Politely
I was
ripped open.
I was talking to my friend earlier, and 19 years ago, he had this surgery, and I was like, that was 20 years ago? No.
Yeah, thank you, Matt. Yeah, I had my first
Yeah.
knee surgery 23 years ago. What? That was me.
So,
I'm talking
Dan,
about it.
Dan, you had something that you wanted to bring up, I guess,
Are you
before
sh-
we
are you
before
sure?
we conclude. Might as well do it.
Okay, this falls under movie news. Okay, so for Matt and for Pete, I'm just gonna share this screen so you can just react to it. You're all gonna see it, but yeah. So, let me get to my point before you shut me down. This is the article. Okay, we all see that?
Okay.
Okay. How do you find
Jimmy
Control
Fallon
F?
from the Blue Oyster Cult sketches in there.
What did you say?
It looks like Jimmy Fallon's from the Blue Oyster Cult.
You ever
sketches
say
in-
that again? We are gonna fight.
It looks like Jimmy Fallon from the Blue.
We're fighting. Pete is still looking to make a movie out of this album with the guy who did Birdman.
No, I'm not.
Not you, the Peter Gabriel. You're not the only Pete. You're Pedro.
There can only be one.
You tell him. Anyway,
He's
Go ahead, Matt.
No, go ahead.
He's still trying to make a movie out of this concept album with the guy who did Birdman.
Put respect on that.
Birdman.
I love Birdman. What are you talking about?
It's a bad joke.
Oh, and I read this morning, and I became a little child again because they just re-released this album in a 5.1 Dolby Atmos mix, and I've listened to it 3 times. And to hear that he's still trying to make this a movie a thing after 50 years, it's like, please do it, please.
I don't know how much I enjoy Birdman. I watched it once. I was just like,
That's a
just-
tough one, dude, because you think it's gonna go one way.
artistically,
end comes-
it's crazy because it's done in one shot. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah,
I haven't seen that movie. I've heard good things though.
It's interesting. It's not a bad movie, but it's definitely not for everyone. But it's, except for one section towards the end, it's one continuous shot. Which they probably, I imagine that they had to break it up at certain parts and then splice it together. Because otherwise, essentially, everyone managed to stay in character perfectly for an hour and a half.
Well, there's even that shot when he's flying into the scene where you could see the guy walk kind of behind him and pull out the guide wires that had him fly into the scene because it's one take. It's beautifully
it's
shot.
artistic for the artistry of the movie. It's definitely worth a watch.
And the
I didn't-
soundtrack.
I don't know, dude. It's been a long time. I don't remember.
It's all drumming. It's all percussion.
Okay.
So the fact that this is on the table still,
That's weird that he wants to do that.
he's been wanting to do that since he first wrote it. He met up with, to bring it back around to The Exorcist, William Friedkin. I'm serious. William, I was so excited when he mentioned it. I was like, "Ooh, it's gonna tie in great." He reached out to Peter Gabriel years ago in the 70s because he read the story idea that Peter wrote on the back of the Genesis Live album. He goes, "I got to work with this guy," and they actually started discussing making something, and then he kind of dropped on Freakin' in one of their conversations. "Yeah, I left the band to do this." He goes, "Whoa, I don't want to break you guys up. Hold on, go back, go, and we'll do this another time." And then they never got back together, and he's been in and out of trying to make this a movie ever since then. And now that this is out again, it kind of woke him back up to, I really want to make this. I really want to get this on film. And I'm like, man, you're going to have a script writer that could change a few things because some of these things don't make sense and I can't explain to people.
No, that's part of the problem. Is like I feel like I was actually thinking like, is this going to be coherent or is it going to be like the movie Heavy Metal, where it's just a bunch of weird stuff? kind of just linked together.
There is technically a coherent narrative through the whole thing.
Okay.
It's just that how do you translate the story I will not relay again? How do you translate that onto screen, where you turn into this thing and you have to get hello? You're gonna have to rewrite that.
I don't know, but like even Between the Bird and Me has concept albums, and it would be really weird to do. Honestly, most musical concept albums are going to need a hell of a lot of writing just to put them into a format that isn't purely audio.
He's written. I mean, he's had 3 goes at it because they did it for the program and they did it for the album. Then, like, kind of like a mini story to kind of thread the narrative.
Like a mini Chlorian.
Yeah. What? I thought you were gonna say, but I thought you were repeat. So it's not like he hasn't done it before, but there's got to be like, just like any concept album in the 70s, the end doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It just, what happened? Wait. So mitochondria.
The powerhouse of the cell. They used to be independent cells, but then they eventually were like.
So anyway, I was looking for a way to string them into entertainment and pop culture, and I found my way.
I have Spoon Man stuck in my head for some reason.
Spoon Man. Is it because you scratch your back with a spoon the entire time?
No, I've been playing with this the whole time now.
Oh. Pete, what were you gonna say? Other Pete, what were you gonna say?
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Oh,
I was hoping you would like segue from where you said, and he had to wake up, and then, or he woke up or something like that, and then kind of segue to that into Ghost of Yotei somehow.
I didn't say wake up.
You said like he woke up and went back to go do this project or something like that.
They broke up. They were gonna break up.
So he was asleep, and then he woke up, and then he broke up with somebody.
Yes, he was asleep. He took a nap. He slept, and he woke up, and then we can get into Pete explaining what this Ghost of Yotei.
Hey everyone, Ghost of Yotei is coming out.
Hey,
and that's
welcome to the show, everybody. This is Shadow Moses,
or a spin-off of Ghost of Tsushima, the very successful. I don't remember what year it came out.
Can you explain 2018, 19, around there?
Wow, It's been that long already?
Yeah.
Games take a long time. Dude, between The Last of Us and Last of Us Part 2, it was like 8 years, which really...
What?
Although at the same time, that means that we should be kind of getting a much-needed sequel to The Last of Us Part 2 soon, because I need some damn closure. I need to not feel soul-destroyed.
Ghost of Yotei, there's a controversy already. Pete, go ahead, lay it on us.
Do you have like a screen grab or something that we could share? Like
I'm getting to it.
I don't want to go in here cold or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But
put a jacket on.
Tsushima, I think from Ghost of Yotei, I think there is some flack about how this game is now woke because it's a female protagonist this time around.
That is woke.
I just don't see what the big issue is at all.
I don't know. Sounds like
isn't it more because that it's a female or female lead, and also she's queer.
I think the actress is queer in real life, and they're worried that they might spread that agenda into the game.
Whoa.
I'm trying to.
Whoa.
Who cares? That's what I said.
That's so dumb. That's like saying it's a disease or something contagious. It's crazy to think about the fact that someone plays a character that is someone other than themselves. Like, believe it or not, because it's topical to the conversation we had often earlier, Robert Downey Jr. doesn't actually have a suit that he uses to fight crime. Like, oh my, it's so dumb.
But that to that point, do you know how many actors hide their true sexualities in the black and white era because of that blowback?
More than politicians.
Yeah, but to say like, oh, they're trying to spread some kind of agenda, that's just the dumbest ever.
But this is constantly a thing anymore. In all honesty, I don't know how much of a conversation there really is to have here, because it's what they do with everything. They co-opt everything to just say, no, it's bad to have representation.
I was actually going to say, talking about representation, there was a show back in the day called One Day at a Time that got rebooted for Netflix
Oh
under
yeah, I
a
remember.
Cuban family instead of a white American family.
It's pretty
And
woke.
the Cuban family was actually played by a mostly Puerto Rican cast. And I loved the show because and I think you and I had this conversation. I didn't care about representation. I felt like I am aware myself enough to know that, yeah, these characters don't look like me, but I am who I am, right? But when I saw this show, it humbled me a little bit to see certain things that I grew up with, like being represented on TV, and that was a different feeling. And as a it's so I always talk about like the tree in the forest doesn't make a sound kind of thing. Like it doesn't hit home until it hits your front doorstep. Like so it finally happened to me, and I was like, wow, this is a beautiful feeling. Represent all the things. This is great.
Was it when they brought the chocolate out that it really struck a chord?
There was little things like they would like have a conversation and they would
I
make
know.
references back to the home country, but you would see like a thing of Bustelo in the background, like, or they would talk about a plancha, or she's like using a plancha while she's like
Well,
you know talking to her daughter or something like that. It was
but that's also what, and we're deviating again, but that's also more of what representation is and should be, is it's not actively stepping out and putting on a content cloth and then kneeling or washing the feet of minorities because you're an asshole. Excuse
right.
my language, but like it's about subtly infusing the fact that there are other cultures besides your heteronormative cis white person in there. Like having small things like that. Like in The Flash, I'll constantly point out the captain in that show was gay. And they didn't make an episode about him being gay or anything like that. He just was like, no, my husband's here. That's all you need to do. You just it's already part of the culture. It's not a way of introducing it or something. It's like just showing that it's accepted and it is part of the culture. Um
But at the
I,
same, oh, go ahead, please.
Go ahead.
I have a quick question. First off, I'm not familiar with this series, and I totally misspelled it on Google, but I think I got the right thing. Is it usually a different character in each game? And this is
It's the
that's
second
the-
one.
She's back on track.
She's
This
right
is
back on track.
I think this is a completely new character. The first one you play as 𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗃. It's some oh my
so you
god.
don't play as Jin in the other ones?
There's only one game so far. This is actually the
I see.
sequel to that. So I'm honestly unsure about how this relates to the first one at all. I
Would
don't
you?
know
Yeah, I
if
was about to say, would you call this a sequel or more of like an anthology of?
it's weird.
No.
The first one is about the Mongol invasion of feudal Japan, and it takes place on an island off of mainland Japan. And you play as 𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗃, who is raised in the way like the way of the samurai, to put the most topical white spin that I can on it. But that's what he like. That's how he understands like the like fighting and everything like that is this that feudal way of honor. But someone teaches him to like use stealth and more of a subversion to take people out rather than fighting them head on, because the Mongols were tricky. They didn't do that. They didn't fight with honor. They fought more
Was not.
dirty.
They had more advanced tactics too. So they were being. They also had weaponry from the English. They've also, had different war plans. They didn't abide by that honor code, so it allowed them to take over a little bit more. So the game is a fight within the protagonist himself of sticking to this code versus using, you know, tactics to help him gain footing in his own country.
To put a weird comparison on it, it'd be like being raised to box your whole life and then people who are trained MMA are fighting you and you're being told you can't learn MMA, but you have to in order to be able to fight against them because they're just using more techniques than just their fists.
To answer your question directly, yes, apparently every game there's a different character.
I was going to say, I would understand if people were upset if this was like, I don't know, a fourth one in the series and they're suddenly changing a main character. But if it's only the second one and if it's a
Second
spin-off,
game.
then that would make sense. Okay, let's see it from a different perspective.
Right. Yeah, no, it's a spin-off or a sequel, but it's a different character, and that's only the second game. So like they didn't have any kind of pattern of one character.
Yeah, the narrative was set barely. It's like,
I was gonna say, to be fair, that first one had closure. It had everything you needed.
yeah.
I mean, they could have made a sequel about him going to a different island, but I don't. I'm glad they just chose to do this way.
But I also don't know what this one is necessarily about. I don't know if it actually is still about the Mongol invasion, excuse me, or not, because it looks like they're fighting other Japanese people, like based off like the mask and everything. Like, I don't know what this one's about.
I might be saying this wrong, but there was also a story from like the feudal times of Japan where one of the leaders or upcoming leaders who wanted power, and I want to say his name was Nobunaga, who had made a deal with the Englishmen to import guns and weaponry into Japan, and he used some of the Englishmen as well as his or generals and leaders from other provinces that he had gained control of to advance his army further and further. So,
Yo, I recognize this name. Sorry. So this centers around the theme of underdog vengeance, which is similar to the first one. This is 329 years after Ghost of Tsushima.
nice.
But it's Atsu is the main character, is a wandering mercenary, which is already going to be looked on lower than your standard people who are part of clans and everything, who adopts the persona of the vengeful Onryo in her quest to hunt down the Yotei 6, led by the renegade samurai Lord Saito. And that guy killed her. Oh, the Yotei 6 killed her family. So this is definitely your revenge samurai story, Pete.
So we're overreacting for nothing, basically.
I think it's a based reaction. I think there's legitimacy.
Yeah,
Well,
both at all. It's a totally different story. 100 years later. Yeah.
Yeah, I think people need to shut up.
Now, this is a little more on the nose, but going back to Ghostbusters 2016, I didn't know it was a big deal until I read the internet.
Well, look at it this way. If the next Tomb Raider had a guy instead of Lara Croft.
Indiana Jones?
But
well, I'm saying
let's say it was Tomb Raider though. Not Indiana Jones. Yeah, let's say they came with Lara Croft's son to follow up on the original ones from PlayStation because she's too old to go defile crypts now. So she sends her son.
Well, that's defile crypt. That could be taken a whole other way in California. So Pete got it. Thank you.
Took a second. I was like, wait.
What do you mean? Crips. Yeah, never mind. But no, see, that doesn't hold water either because it's just a sequel with a different character. It's not what would be
but it would be a Tomb Raider with it would be Tomb Raider. It would be a Tomb Raider with
Lawrence
a
Croft.
Different.
There you go. Lawrence Croft.
That's
what you do.
But how would people react if they made a new Tomb Raider game and
irrationally
Lawrence Croft? Like
irrationally, just like this.
Thankfully, it does go both ways, but
it would be irrational, just like this. There's a thing. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you're watching TV, there's a button that you can press that turns off what you want and goes to something else. Just like if you're listening to, right? Isn't it a novel idea? If you're listening to something on the radio, like in your, oh crap, I'm listening to hip hop. I don't want to hear this shit. There's a dial on top. You could actually change it instead of calling somebody and telling them you're mad. What a waste of time. What? I'm sorry, I'm ranting. What happened to us? You can just turn it off.
The internet. It's the internet.
Son of a bitch, man. If you didn't like Ghostbusters 2016, there's 2 other movies you can watch.
Yeah, but people didn't like the second one either, to be fair.
That's not directed towards you, by the way. I'm saying in general. You said I didn't like it very much, and you moved on, right? That's it.
She left like a few times, she said.
But what I'm saying is we moved on. We didn't make a persona out of it.
Yeah, I'm not going to go on the internet and complain. I think I probably reposted one of the funny parts. So I just love that safety net. Dude, I was like, this is great.
See,
𝗺𝗶𝗵𝗵𝗁 was in it.
I love that she loves that scene. You know what I'm saying?
There, I like that part where Kristen Wiig is screaming "Ghosts are real," and then they catch it on like the TV, and like her boss, who's from Game of Thrones, like
cuts right to it.
But I mean, yeah, if I don't like a movie, I'm not going to complain about it online. Maybe I'll tell someone if I don't like it, but I'm not gonna.
It's a completely different. This world that Ghostbusters.
People act like there are stakes to it.
I was threatened with being doxxed. I was told I'm not a Ghostbusters fan, a real Ghostbusters fan, and I don't know what I'm talking about just because I said I liked the movie.
Dan has a vial of Bill Murray's blood somewhere.
Dan also likes the real Ghostbusters too. So
I always drank it. I already drank it.
Like a man.
Yeah. I only have a proton pack behind me. Like it's not a big deal. And
that's right. You're not a fan.
No, I don't know.
You're a filthy casual, Dan.
Only watched occasionally. But
man.
if you liked Ghost of Yotei and you see this and you don't like it, it's not for you. It's just I don't understand. And I'm not going to say what I'm going to say, but it's getting dangerous to not like something now because you're not following the party line. You're going to upset somebody. I don't give a rat's ass if you don't like something I don't like.
One of my favorite quotes is "Nobody hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans."
That's
right.
That's a really good quote. Yeah.
We even talked about. You said you had your feelings on the Disney movies. Did I freak out? No, go ahead. Say what you're going to say.
Oh no, I was going to say overall not a fan. I mean, there's so many spinoffs and different takes. I guess I should say 7, 8, and 9 wasn't a big fan of that trilogy, but some people like it. You know, we all have different interests. I think Disney's overdoing it with too much stuff, but that's a whole other.
I agree with, but that's a whole other podcast. Yes, I agree.
But that's 100%. Everywhere.
The oversaturation of it.
Disney's over milking everything.
You just said the magic. Like we did a whole. How long have we been on the air? Almost 2 hours.
No, almost 3 hours.
Almost 3 hours.
We got breaks in.
And not one time did you threaten my life or did I say you were a bad person because you didn't like the movies and I did. That's it.
Check your inbox.
Oh shit.
No, I'm kidding. I'm saying I sent you those messages.
I don't understand what happened to that. And I didn't notice it until the Ghostbusters movie where I'm like, what's going on here? Why are you attacking me? I didn't tell you anything. Leave me alone. Dox for a movie. Can you believe? Come on. You're going to dox me for Melissa McCarthy? You son of a...
Well, before we part, did you have anything you want to plug again before we end the stream?
He's never going to do the show again.
No, I'm having fun. Thank you guys very much for having me. Again, if you want to read some of my horror fantasy short stories, I go by 𝗨𝗨𝗪. Not that that's really hiding my actual name, but you can find that on Amazon. The Midnight Creative is one of my Instagrams for like general geeky, crafty hobbies. And then the Digital Toy Box is toy photography and collections and cons and stuff like that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Where can we find, where can people find like your books to buy or if they want to read them or anything?
They are on Amazon.
Okay, cool. I saw the one on Amazon. I didn't dig too deep to see if all of them were on there or anything. So
yeah,
it's right on screen right now, everyone.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Dan.
I got you covered.
And then actually, I don't think I mentioned this earlier. I did write an officially licensed Blair Witch story, which is what kicked me off into meeting some of
Didn't, but
Okay,
thanks for
sorry.
mentioning.
I'll
No,
make
no,
this
it's
long for
totally fine,
another
totally
30 minutes.
fine. But like Dan, if this is Dan is like right now, he's like, what? But this is something that Dan can read and consume and then come back on and talk about. Like,
I'm going to consume it.
Yeah.
Well, so it was 2021. I typed in like, I found out it was like on Bloody Disgusting and all these news sites. There's going to be a writing contest for a Blair Witch story. And I thought, okay, I write. I hadn't published any books yet. But you can, if you want, I can send you the links. They're saying, hey, we need authors and there's going to be a competition. And it's like a choose your own adventure for Blair Witch. Except, get this, it had to be YA and have romance in it. And this is officially from Lionsgate. I'm like, okay, that's not very Blair Witchy at all.
There's not a lot of romance in Blair Witch. What the hell?
I know, but I'm like, well, how often does they say go at it? You know, you might publish your fan fiction. So
what's it called?
Blair. I think it was called Blair Witch Fest Survive the Witch. So I was it was on this app called Dorian, which seems like it's mostly for 20-year-old women. But again, I was like, well, it's a Lionsgate product. Okay, I'll do it. And I was one of the 9 winners. I think it was open to 6 different countries in the world. So the basic premise that we had to work with is with this choose your own adventure was people are having a Blair Witch fest in the Black Hills Forest. And then you're an influencer, and then something happens and the Blair Witch starts coming. So that was the stories we had to work with. And I was one of them.
Just stay away. Go back to sleep.
I'm buddies with the current mayor of Burkittsville. He's like, oh dear gosh, no, we could not handle a Blair Witch. That was a thing.
I have the way I go back up north to visit family. I go the back way up through West Virginia, back over, and I pass the exit to Burkittsville every time. And every time I'm like, I could stop at the store and look around, and I'm like, will I get thrown out? Will they throw me out?
So, no, they won't. Unfortunately, the store isn't in Burkittsville. Burkittsville literally only has the cemetery, which is really pretty.
Okay.
But you have to go further down in another town for the that little market. So, but no, they won't throw you out. So,
okay, so because if I walk up, because I don't want to take pictures of people's actual graves, but if I walk up and go, they're not going to go, what you doing here? Can you get out?
I guess back in the day, they would get really ticked because they're like, super conservative, small town. And they're like, oh my gosh, just stop. And
I understand.
And people also thought this was a movie set and we're walking into real people's houses and people were getting ticked. From what I've heard.
Yeah, no, not cool.
But now that so much, quote unquote, so much time has passed, they're more open to it. They're like, okay, well, the Blair Witch Experience is the tour that's put together. People get on a bus, you go and you see the sites, you meet some of the actors. Sometimes Eduardo Sanchez, the director, joins, I've been told, if he's not actually filming things. So
yeah, he's actually busier than people would expect.
And there have been a couple screenings. Like I said, I was a vendor at one in Burkittsville. There unfortunately isn't one this year, but like the people at the end of the movie, like the mom and the baby and the fisherman, they all show up.
That's cool.
The fisherman dude's alive? That's awesome. Yeah. Yes. I love that guy.
Surprised how many of these people have personal Facebooks too. It's the funniest thing.
He's so good. It's like this guy they found, and you would swear it's stuff like that in that first movie. You swear it's just a guy that lives there, and it's not. It's a guy that's an actor, and he's gone to acting school, but he's so good. You swear he's just a local talking to another local. Will you shut up? And like, I'm telling a story here, and you buy it. You completely buy it. Please link.
They did a good job with improv. I remember when I met him, I asked him, so do you really like fishing? He goes, no, I like, wood turning. So
he's in the picture right there. That's him. I gotta go. I can't believe they're not doing it this year, and I'm just finding out about it.
He's usually on the tour though. He'll be at one of the stops.
Oh, that's awesome. I gotta go next year when they have it.
Please link me. Here, I'll send you Shadow Moses the link. Yeah.
Please, thank you.
If you're on Facebook, it's mostly done through Facebook, but yeah.
Yeah, I gotta look that. Yeah, I was a big user on the original forum when that second movie came out. We were all looking at clues and playing footage backwards and forwards. I think I found this, and then we was all into that. Then obviously it kind of died down. But I recently rewatched all of them again because the second one finally came out on Blu-ray, and I'm an audio and video file. I need to have it in high def. And then I rewatched that third one, and I was like, it's not bad. I like that third one, which came out a couple months after Ghostbusters, and I was told that sucked too. So I had a great year in 2016. It's great.
Wasn't it also when The Last Jedi came out?
I thought so.
Oh no, wait, that was 2017 because 2016
close enough. Close. All right, guys, I'm done talking.
So yeah, that's on the app, the Dorian app, Blair Witch Fest Survive the Witch, because it was supposed to be a Blair Witch festival going on in the story.
That's awesome.
Nice. I think you said you'd link us on Facebook. We actually don't have an account on Facebook.
Okay. Oh no,
I might have misheard you though.
I'll message you on Instagram, but the Blair Witch Experience tours that's mostly run on Facebook. So if you guys have a Facebook, I'd say go look.
Gotcha. Okay.
On it. Already there.
Yeah. I missed Mothman Day this year. I wanted to go. I never knew about it. And then apparently September, and in West Virginia, September 20th and 21st, it was this year. And I just Googled it when you brought up the Blair Witch thing. I was like, oh man, I missed that. That could have been cool.
Bunny Man is my thing. I love that they have the Bunny Man Brewery now too.
Yeah, my friend is all about breweries, and yeah, he mentions that one sometimes. Yep.
Which they've actually opened at that old former prisons turned workhouse where I do the Urbex photo sometimes. There's the Bunny Man, one of the Bunny Man breweries is there.
Okay, yeah. We're almost done, but there's something like going in front of your camera a little bit. I don't know. It's in the bottom.
It's
left.
kitty fur. It would be kitty. That's kitty.
I would say
on the
other side of the camera here.
Yeah, it's
on the camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kitty whiskers. I guarantee it.
No, on the camera itself.
Oh, is that better?
Yeah, you got it.
I think there was something.
Just a lingering dust hair or something.
Another ghost knocking again.
I'm sorry about that, folks.
I'm not going to tell him.
Nothing's ever gone wrong on this podcast ever, so
I'm not going to tell them that they're not welcome.
No, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. We really appreciate it. And thanks for staying the whole time. I know that there are probably times that may have been questionable in your mind, but it was great to have you as a guest. If any one of you guys want to hear more of our thoughts and different things we're working on, upcoming releases and then pop culture nonsense, we're here every Sunday at 7:00. Shadow Moses 112 on Instagram. And yeah, I think that's about it.
Pete, say goodnight to everybody.
Good night to everybody, except for Dan.
Keep it on the paper.